everyone. Happy Monday, and I hope you had a great weekend. Welcome back to the Ryan Ripken Show. We do it live at 5 here on YouTube, X, and Facebook. We got a lot to talk about here, and usually on our Mondays, if you're new to our program, we overreact like a lot of people do, or just talk football on Monday. And then, don't worry, we have the MLB hot stove and the second half of the show. But on Tuesdays and Wednesdays are more baseball heavy. Mondays and Thursdays, we got to talk about what the hell's happening in the NFL, because there's a lot that's happening in the NFL. If you're in Baltimore, the Ravens got back to 500. That's right, 5-5, 4 straight wins. Ravens long snapper, friend of the show, friend of the program. Big weekend for him because Georgia also won. But Nick Moore's going to join us this first hour of the show. And maybe he can break down what it was like to see a hurricane be run, or I guess occur in Cleveland. How about that, you know? There was some other NFL news, kind of some what the hell happened moments. We will talk about that, and that happened in the AFC North. Go down to Pittsburgh, where there's a little bit of an altercation, and you're kind of scratching your head initially, but when the details come out, does it surprise you? You be the guess. We will get into baseball, and on the baseball side, Ken Rosenthal was talking about, well, you know, Kyle Tucker, Orioles, that could be more than just a rumor, and that there's 2 trade targets out there that people aren't talking enough about. And no, it's not the Cy Young Award winner from Detroit. So that and a whole lot more. Hit that like and subscribe button, Ryan Ripken Show. Appreciate you guys. Behind the sticks, doing his thing, Mr. Brad. Happy Monday.
What's going on, my man? Happy Monday. There's also, like, I don't know what to make of the NFL. You know, like, we get to this point in the season, and we kind of have an idea of what's what and who's going to probably run away with it towards as we get closer to the postseason. Mm-hmm. Every single one of these teams in the AFC, I think, could be one and done in the playoffs.
It's wide open this year. I think other than from other years, the top seeds don't scare me like, you know what? That team's just clear-cut better than everyone else.
Except for that Denver defense. That might be the only one.
Oh, they are looking pretty good. Pretty good. And you know who's also looking pretty good in his White Star Sales hat again.
I appreciate that. I like the windows open. I like the ambiance.
Yeah.
Set the mood.
Yeah.
Well, it does get dark here at 4 now.
I was talking about
so that was
this is ridiculous. Like,
well, so when it's light out, this studio is insanely bright, and it wigs out the cameras. So I actually like that it's dark and we can actually see things. And
I will say, yesterday it was one of those like humbling experiences where the Ravens game's on. Like, it's not a, you know, nighttime game. You're sitting there and you're like, okay, I still have the Sunday night football game on. And then it's like halfway through the first quarter and I'm like, and it's pitch black outside. It looks like we're watching a night game in Cleveland. I'm like, we're at that time of the year.
I hate it.
And also I'll say this, the weekends are even worse because if I even sleep in the slightest, like sleep into like 10:30.
Oh, you'll miss the sun.
Yeah. It feels like you're like, okay, you get your day going and then you're like, and the sun's going down. But it's always better with the Ravens win.
I mean, it does help. If you're from Baltimore and the Ravens win, it does help when it seems like the darkness creeps in little by little, earlier and earlier. And actually, I think the winter solstice is December 21st. That will be the shortest day of the year.
Yeah.
With the sun being up. I mean, I don't like Mondays in general. I don't know about you guys yesterday. I'm just sitting up, you know, I think when the sun goes down, people love the sun because, you know, it's vitamin D, it brings you energy. Mm-hmm. So the sun's going down. Then you're thinking about, like, what do I need to accomplish with my week? I have to actually do some adult things again.
Yeah.
Like, I got to put my big boy pants up. I can't just put on my sweats, walk around. Well, I mean, sometimes I can. But today wasn't those days. Your boy's wearing – I don't need to show you my pants, but I mean, they're khakis. There we go.
Hey. Kevin would be proud.
He would. Yeah. Khaki Kevin. But you know what? It is better when your favorite football team does win. And in Baltimore,
winning is winning.
Winning is winning. And we'll get into all of what the heck just happened up there in Cleveland in just a second, but I got to shout out Merit Clubs right behind us, guys. Merit Clubs been a big supporter of us here, and we are a big supporter of them. And if you are looking to have an opportunity, well, guess what? We're going to tell you about some even bigger savings at the end of the week where you can't believe the deal that they have for the rest of the year. But in the meantime, if you're looking for a 3-day trial for free, check out meritclubs.com for more. And how do you spell 3-day free trial, Zach?
MERRITT.
And when I move, you move.
Just like that.
Oh, by the way, with that, Huggies has a commercial with Giannis.
Really?
Yes, with I think his daughter. And the song that's in the background is Stand Up by Ludacris.
Really?
And for our channel members that were on the Rip After Dark on Saturday, it was incredible. Incredible.
I have not seen that.
I'll have to show you the Huggies commercial after this. But, yeah, that's what I learned. But Merit Club, shout out you guys, and shout out all of our channel members. Appreciate you all. Hit that like and subscribe button. Now let's dive into this. Fellas, when I think about football in Cleveland in November, like actually the sun going down fully fits, going down early fully fits like what the hell happened in Cleveland. We were like, this seems miserable. Nothing about the game in Ohio I'm going to enjoy. Like in my mind going into this, I thought that I wasn't going to enjoy this game. I thought it was going to be a divisional game, and I thought it was going to be stressful, frustrating, and I was right.
Mm-hmm.
I laugh. It was so damn ugly.
It's a win that doesn't feel like a win, you know?
Oh gosh. Well, yes. Like in past years, this is one that I wouldn't feel good, but how about this, guys? The Ravens haven't swept the Cleveland Browns in 5 years.
Yeah.
So like that's cool.
Yeah.
It wasn't cool that Myles Garrett had 9 sacks.
I'm so done. That was my biggest takeaway is we have like 300 days till we have to deal with his ass again. I am okay with never facing that man. I hope Cleveland trades him to the West Coast for $1 million first-round picks. Every single play, even if he wasn't making a play, it was like 7 guys having to block him. He's so good. He's one of those true players where you look at it and you like it hits you where you're like, even at the highest level, like there's still levels to this.
He's so good, but it's like also so frustrating because it's like we see this guy twice a year and we somehow still can't stop him or somehow allow ourselves to get blown up by this guy. Why are we double teaming? Why are you allowing Rosengarten to just go at this guy one-on-one?
I mean, at some point, put the whole line on him.
But that's what I'm saying. Like, if there's one person that's not going to dictate this game, it's going to be your best player. And that guy has to be watched at all times. That was one of the more frustrating parts about the game. Hats off to Myles Garrett because, yes, that guy is him. I'm saying he is Aaron Donald-esque. I just don't understand how they couldn't game plan for him, like, at all. It was just crazy.
You know, it's crazy. He's got 15 sacks on the year.
Yeah, and 5 of them were yesterday.
And he has 10 sacks in the last 3 games.
Yeah.
5 against New England, where they lost by 19.
Yep.
A sack against the Jets, which they lost again. And then 4 sacks against the Ravens.
4, yeah.
Imagine what he could be doing if he was on a competitive team.
Well,
that's what I was about to say.
He made that choice. Hey,
Yep.
you know
He
what?
did make
I
that
want to
choice.
go.
Make your bed laying it.
I want to win. Here's $40 million. I want to win.
Make some money
in the contract department because you know. Okay, on another positive note here, the Ravens have won 4 in a row. Was there anything that was actually like fun for you for the game? For me, I guess like the defense looked good for the most part.
Kyle Hamilton.
The defense looked okay.
I would
say here's the thing, and I'll let you talk, Zach. I'm not convinced that the defense is all the way back until they play a formidable offense. And the reason I say that is because Judkins ran all over them. And then the Vikings game last week was also a little bit sus. Like the teams that they have rolled over on are not exactly elite teams. The elite teams that they played this year, they look like absolute dog shit. So I'm not ready to say, hey, the defense is all the way back, specifically because of the way that Judkins ran all over that team yesterday. Obviously, it was a different story when Shedeur Sanders came into the game because it was just all of a sudden blitz every play, which you couldn't have done with any other quarterback that has played more than 5 snaps in the NFL. So I don't know. I don't know about that either.
I think, that while they, you play who you play, I give the defense credit. The defense gave up 3 points yesterday. It was that first drive that, Cleveland went down the field, got that field goal out of. But then you think, okay, they got 3 points when Wester muffs the punt. Suddenly the ball's at the 5-yard line. For them to only allow 3 there was massive. Then you have the Lamar pick 6 off of Keaton Mitchell's hands. That sucks. Then the defense gets off the field in the 2-minute drill. All of a sudden, what's his name? Jumps off sides. I don't know why I'm Hummel. Jumps off sides on a punt, which is just like the things that it just goes through your head in that point. Like that was when I was like, oh, yeah, well, this is that classic. The Ravens are going to troll us and make it think that they're the worst team in football. Defense, I think, is exactly what they're supposed to do. Quinshaw Judkins, it sucks. Yeah, I think they definitely abandoned him at the wrong time. He at full game, he had 17 attempts, 559 carries, averaging 3.5. He had the big 16-yard run, but it just felt like this defense kind of is starting to figure out, at least schematically, of they usually got that first drive. When the other team is in there, set game script, they usually you hope to hold them to 3. But it really felt like, I'll give Zach Orr credit. He recognized pretty immediately against Shedeur Sanders, like, oh, he is not responding to the blitz the way he should be. So credit them. And Kevin and I talked about this last night. I think one of the funniest subplots or just stories every single year is it takes the Ravens about 6-7 weeks on defense to identify what the absolute weakest point of their team is on defense. And they sit there and they're like, okay, what spot, if we upgraded immediately, could really change everything? Identify it, put Kyle Hamilton there. And then that just last year it was, we need a deep safety. Kyle, you got to go back there. This year it's, hey, if only we had some pass rush. What if we just put Kyle Hamilton on the edge? 3 tackles for loss yesterday. He gets a strip sack. Obviously, the Browns recover. 2 pass deflections. Had 9 total tackles. This guy is just unreal. Unreal.
I mean, the thing on offense we talk about, what's a good game plan? Give it to your best player.
Yeah.
What's a good game plan on defense? Well, let your best defensive player go out and be your best defensive player wherever you need him.
Let him run wild,
literally.
Let him do his thing. And you know what? I understand the point of, hey, look, they've beaten the Dolphins, who, hey, stop traffic now, Dolphins.
It's their yearly thing.
They're back.
They do it every year.
They're on a win streak.
But so the Ravens, though, without Lamar or Tyler Huntley starting this game, the Rams, who are considered a Super Bowl favorite, that defense held Los Angeles to 17 points. Which also 7 of those points came on a short field off of Zay Flowers' fumble. Mm-hmm. Chicago Bears are leading the NFC North, and I'm not a believer in the Bears' offense as a whole, but the Bears are 7-3. They find a way. I don't know how. Yes. I still don't know how.
Crazy ass.
But they do.
They beat the Washington Commanders. Whoever wins that game.
Yeah.
Whoever wins that game. The Dolphins, though, 28-6. Vikings, even though with saying it got a little close at the end, 19 points. And then the Browns yesterday, 16, where the defense we just talked about, they really, point-wise, it should have been under 6 points. Like, that's what it should have been for that defense. So that is now 5 straight games where this defense, after getting embarrassed against the Texans, has allowed 19 or fewer points. So, there's a lot of positives there.
I will also say the addition of Draymond Jones has changed this defense.
Yeah. Well, him and Gilman when he came over, Awuzie's been playing well. I mean, I'll even say Stark's out there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
He seems more comfortable. The group seems more comfortable.
Yeah.
Now, how about this? I mean, here's the thing. This Ravens offense, throw out the Dolphins game. Not very sharp against Minnesota, tough defense. Not very sharp against Cleveland, tough defense. If the Ravens offense gets back to, let's say, 85% of what they were the first couple weeks, with this defense allowing 19 or fewer, the Ravens are going to continue to win a lot of games. Now, they better win against the Jets next week, but they win that game, guys. 6-5, over 500 for the first time all season.
Yeah.
And I said this last night. Again, we just talked about maybe one thing that was actually enjoyable in this game. Maybe, but the true thing that actually was enjoyable is that they won. That's it.
Yeah.
Like, that is like truly it that they won.
Yeah.
But
Nobody's complaining about that.
But here's the thing. You brought up this point to start, Brad. And good for you on that point to open up in the monologue. That no team is going to apologize for winning ugly.
No.
Because if you go out west, team tied for the best record, the Denver Broncos, they had the ugliest football game I have seen by far this year, but might be in the last few seasons.
Bro, it's been the whole season with this Broncos team.
But the Broncos-Raiders game specifically was so bad.
Yeah.
And then they're like, you know what? We're not going to apologize for being 8-2 because you know what? We're focusing on the next game. And you know how you get to 9-2? You got to get to 8-2 first. And for whatever reason, they're down by $1 million in the fourth. They come back and win. Bo Nix can be bad for 3 quarters, good in the fourth. But whatever it is, they just knocked off the Chiefs, and now it is their division to lose.
I will say someone, I don't know who to credit, but they nailed on the head. They said watching the Broncos have success is like if the Zach Wilson Jets just kept winning their games.
Yeah.
It's so true because you sit there and you watch it and you're like, I don't think this team's good. And then you watch Bo Nix play and you're like, this team's not good. And then at the end of the fourth quarter, you look up and you're like, this team might be good. You don't know what's going. Every Broncos game is the most insane.
So
It's got to be like a weird like acid trip as a fan. It's like, oh, we should probably tank for picks. And then it's like, are we Super Bowl favorites?
But you know what, though?
In between.
Here's my thing. And look, I know that the Chiefs deserve the benefit of the doubt every time they go out to play. And Patrick Mahomes deserves the benefit of the doubt every time he goes out and play. But this year's Broncos remind me of last year's Chiefs in that, like, they got into these crazy games and somehow pulled it out of their ass. Yeah. Whereas, like, the reverse is happening with the Chiefs. They're 0-5 in one-score games this season, where they were 12-0 last year.
Mm-hmm.
And so it's they're not closing out games. But we kind of saw this a little bit last year, where everybody's kind of questioning, are the Chiefs still the Chiefs? And no, don't worry about it. They're getting the playoffs, and then they will be the Chiefs, and then they were until the Eagles met them in New Orleans. So the Chiefs, the dynasty might be over.
Well, and the crazy thing right now, both Baltimore and Kansas City are not in the playoffs if the season ended today, except the Chiefs are 4 or 3.5 games back
from their division.
Their division with a head-to-head loss. And they've lost to the Chargers as well. The Broncos, look, like they're in the driver's seat. They got the Commanders and the Raiders coming out of the bye.
Yep.
Here's the thing about the one-score games that I was laughing about. Their 2 losses are also on end-of-game plays.
They should have beat the Colts.
Should have beat the Colts.
They did.
But lost 29-28.
Yep.
On the leverage call. And then the Chargers walked them off for last-second field goal, beat them 23-20, which they were winning in the fourth quarter. Other games that they won. Came back from double digits to beat the Eagles. Beat the Jets by 2 in a 13-11 high-scoring baseball affair is what it felt like. The Giants game. They blew out the Cowboys, which is kind of the crazy one, because then they beat the Texans by 3, beat the Raiders by 3, and then walk off the Chiefs by 3. So to the whole conversation here, there is no dominant team.
Nope.
There is 0 dominant team. I think that in the NFC, even the Rams, who I thought, like, yeah, they're good. Seahawks look really good. And they both looked really flawed.
Yeah.
They're both very good, but the Seahawks almost won with 4 Sam Darnold INTs.
Yes.
It is wide open.
I still say the Seahawks are the team to beat in the NFC. I mean, I know that they lost, right? But like, I still think that they're the team that if I had to choose today, the teams that are in the Super Bowl, it's Seahawks and probably Patriots.
See, and then here's the other crazy thing with the Pats is that they got 2 good wins against the Bills and the Bucks. That was nice. Their other wins, they beat the Steelers. No, I'm sorry. They lost to the Steelers, lost to the Raiders. How about that?
Yeah.
Lost week 1 to the Raiders, survived the Dolphins in Miami early on this season, lost to Pittsburgh by 7, and then they'd beaten the Panthers, who I don't like. Don't get me going with that because I don't know. The Falcons are bad. I can't figure out the Panthers. They're like the Broncos of the NFC, except way less talented on the defensive side, and their quarterback is truly a flip of the coin. Bryce Young, by the way, set a franchise record yesterday for yards, I think. He
Passing yards?
Yep.
He
did.
He went nuclear. And there was games where it felt like if he got over 100 yards, like that was a debate. Like he might not throw for 100 today.
Yeah, what was it, 498, something like that?
488?
And a comeback victory. Like it's insane. The Patriots also that same Falcons team that they smacked the Panthers.
Yeah.
The Patriots won by 1 point, and it was a missed extra point. So this is the fun part of this.
Bryce Young's good, man. I'm happy for that kid. I know that like a lot of people gave him a bunch of shit, and he got the raw end of the deal when he got drafted. But like he's really stuck in there and has developed into a really good quarterback.
He's grinding. I don't like. Here's the crazy thing: the 3 previous games going into Sunday against the Falcons.
Yep, it's atrocious.
Jets. He was 15 of 25, 138 yards.
Mm.
Green Bay, which they won this game, he was 11 for 20, 102 yards and a pick. The Saints, they lost this game, 17 to 25, 124 yards and a pick. So,
he has nobody to throw to.
He has someone to throw to.
Oh, baby.
They just don't like to throw the ball downfield to him. McMillan is a beast.
He's a damn good player.
But here's the crazy thing is that this is where the talent is. Bryce went, he went 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 straight games not eclipsing 200 passing yards.
Yeah.
And then dropped a 448 spot on the Falcons. 3 touchdowns, no interceptions, and the Falcons are better against the pass than they are against the run. And so I'm with you, though. I'm happy for him because I think the talent's there.
Yeah.
And we can talk a little bit later on. People's perspective on young quarterbacks. Like, I know everyone's looking at Shador yesterday and Dylan Gabriel. And like, I'm not going to sugarcoat and tell you the Browns' offense is good because they're not good.
No.
But can we stop trying to say that rookie quarterbacks and rookies are going to come in and light the world on fire, man?
Right.
Like, I know it drives you insane. I think the thing that drives you insane about the Caleb Williams stuff was that everyone said he's going to come in and light the world up on fire.
Yeah, and I said he's going to suck, and he has sucked all the way up to this point. And look, Bears are 7-3. Don't take that away from him, but it ain't because of Caleb Williams. And he still has some developing to do. We'll see. It's still early. He's in his 2nd year, but like to your point, they don't give rookies enough time to develop before the media, before the fans, whoever you want to blame it on, wants them to come out and save their team. And it's just like, it doesn't work like that. How many times have we talked about the Baker Mayfields and even the Sam Darnolds now and some of these other guys that come out that they struggled at first, and now they're world-class players, they're world-class quarterbacks. So I'm not saying Caleb Williams can't do it. I'm just saying that it ain't going to happen anytime soon. And I don't think it's going to happen anytime soon with Shador either.
Caleb's made more progression than he has the year before. But yesterday is 16 of 32, 50% completion percentage.
Not good.
The game before against the Giants, 55% completion
Not
percentage.
good.
They won, but you're right. Like, I think he has tools to be good, but so far, CJ Stroud came in and he kind of lit it up to start off. But then they figured him out. Jaden Daniels didn't light it up the first year until the second half of the season. Jaden Daniels lit it up. First few games for Jaden Daniels was like, all right, he's going to run. They're going to make it easy for him. I think his coming out party was the Bengals, and I think that's for a lot of teams.
Yeah,
you know,
and I think we give up on players. So I think the NFL gives up on players so quickly.
Yeah.
And I don't think it's a surprise, to be honest, that a guy like Bryce Young comes from a place like Alabama with Nick Saban, where it was still up until the end a program. And not, you hear Tom Brady talk about this all the time. He's like, we just have college teams now. We have no programs. So you go, because of the transfer portal, everyone just learns the most basic playbook ever because everyone's the first year. You don't have a guy in there for 4 years. And by the time he's a senior and he gets the reins, he knows this offense like the back of his hand. You have just basic, and it's why guys struggle. So I don't think it's a shocker at all. I also think Dave Canales is a fantastic offensive mind to be leading that group. I think he fits that vibe really well. That is a fun team. I don't have the official thing. I think they're like 4-2 since Meow Mix retired. If you know that whole story.
Well, also, by the way, you know what's crazy for the Panthers? They're a half game behind the Bucks to lead the NFC South.
That's wild.
How about that? But you know what? The moral of the story here is don't give up on young players. You know what? Because sometimes they might turn into Pro Bowlers,
MVPs,
all pros. Imagine if the world gave up on Nick Moore as a long snapper.
Yeah.
Who would have thought that guy could become an all pro? I mean, maybe I didn't know the guy at the time, so I had zero idea, but I'm glad he did, but I guess he'll tell me that's what Georgia does. But we haven't seen this guy in forever. I mean, we've seen him on TV. He was captain yesterday for the Baltimore Ravens, but now he's joining us back on the show. He's my friend. He's your friend, sometimes Zach's friend, Mr. Nick Moore.
Hey, gentlemen, how's it going?
Hey, Nick, you seem in a good mood.
I mean, pretty good. I feel pretty good right now. 5-5. It's things are starting to get back to normal in Baltimore. So it's been things are well.
Yeah, I mean, what was wrong the previous 4 weeks? Was something bothering, or is it just Oh,
you're talking about me personally?
No, I just meant in general. Like team, you.
I mean, team-wise, we just hurt, trying to figure out our mojo. Trying to get it together, get guys back, trying to feel each other out. Made a couple moves and got some really good pieces. Shuffled some things around in house, and now we're playing pretty well. Well, we're winning games anyway.
Yeah, okay. I'm gonna be honest.
Yesterday wasn't a very good game, but a win's a win.
Yeah, you don't apologize for winning, and I'm glad that you you're feeling things out. What's up with this guy? You know what I mean? Hey, also, I'll give you props real quickly. Hey guys, Georgia finally showed up.
Hey,
they did. My dogs, man. My dogs.
Confidence back in the Bulldogs for me, man. Like Texas frauds.
Frauds. Yeah, they are.
Dude. Hey,
poor Arch Manning. He's not quite as good as he was in high school.
You know what? It's been a tough sledding, but hey, really, it was a good weekend for you. Like Georgia, belt to ass.
Yeah.
That wasn't yesterday for the Ravens. I don't know how to.
No, but that was my first win in Cleveland as a participant in the game. That's my first win.
Yeah, we were actually talking about this. I think that what did you say, 5 years since
it's I think it's the first time in the Nick Moore era that the Ravens have swept the Browns.
Yeah,
it is. Well, I'm pretty sure we swept them in 2020, but I was on practice squad. So, but I was a part of. I played in that season, so technically I was part of the team.
There you go.
As Nick Moore is the full-time long snapper.
They won. We won in 2020 in Cleveland, 55-yard game-winning field goal. And that was I think that was a Monday Night Football game, and then we won in 2023 when I was injured. And so for me, all 4 of the games I've played over there went exactly how this one went yesterday. The only difference is we came out on top yesterday.
Yeah, walk us through, because that just seemed like if you said what's a game in Cleveland in November and it's kind of like gloomy,
It was
it just like that's how I envisioned the game being. But like, did you feel that with also the wind earlier on in the game? Like you're warming up and you're like, this kind of stinks.
He told us that.
I know.
The wind was. I let you guys know early yesterday, bro. I was looking out my hotel window at like my bus. I took the 2:00 bus. I'm looking out the window at like 1:30. I'm like, bro, the trees are like 45-degree angles. I'm like, dude, this is not gonna be good. It's just gonna be so bad. It was cold. I mean, it was like the temperature I think was like 40, like right in the low 40s. Yeah. But the on-field temperature was like 25. Cool. And we had, wind. The weather app lied, bro. It said it was winds from 10 to 15. I was like, there's no way, dude. It blew my hat off my head. It was affecting, like at pregame, dude, it was affecting my field goal snaps, my punt snaps, Jordan's punts, his drops, Tyler's kicks. I mean, it was a very aggressive wind, arguably one of the windiest games I've been a part of.
Can you describe what that's like, Nick? Like when you're warming up, because yesterday across the East Coast,
it was
wind was
everywhere,
big part of the games.
I also lost my hat when I walked outside.
Yeah, it's
two guys going through it.
We're just going through it, man. We were just going through it yesterday. What it's like playing in that kind of weather, dude. It's literally like when Ryan goes to the tee box with his driver and he's just spraying and praying, That's basically what I was doing. I was just throwing as hard as I could and just praying that the spiral was tight enough to kind of cut through the wind hair. But it got me. One of the ones in the game, it was like it's going to be a good snap, and all of a sudden it just goes and just dives off to the right of Jordan, and didn't look so hot on tape. But that's just, when you play in wind like that, man, you can't play the wind. For me anyway, you can, like if you're kicking and punting, but like for me, you can't play the wind because you can't assume that it's going to affect the trajectory of the ball. So you have to just do what you normally do. You might err, like for instance, we were playing, all of our punts were going from the right of our bench to the left of our bench. So the wind was coming off our bench going towards their bench. So it's on the field, it was a left to right wind. So you try to err on throwing the ball left side of the body, hoping that it comes back. If it stays there, it's fine. But if it moves by the wind, it still stays within the framework of his body. I did not quite do that on one, and the wind just took it like a foot outside of his body, and I was like, oh, it just looked bad on tape. So, but it's hard. When you're playing in that environment, it's very difficult. That's for sure.
It was like last night's game where
Bates.
Yeah, Bates kicked it. As soon as it was off his foot, the wind just sheared it off to the right. That was crazy.
Nick, real fast. You talked about the wind impacting, even Stout when he had to kind of go left to right, knowing that for Wester, obviously a little troubles on the one muff punt, but just from being on the field, how much was the wind impacting the ball in the air on a punt? Because it looked like both teams at some points, the returners after that, everyone was just bailing out. They were like, I have no clue where this is going.
Yeah, it plays a major role because especially on that particular one with LeJante, like Corey Bojorquez hit arguably the best punt, I've seen him hit in a long time. And that thing floated in the air for what felt like 10 minutes. And it was legitimately probably like a 5-5 hang time. And the ball, like, it starts going left, and then all of a sudden it starts straightening out, and then all of a sudden it starts diving back to the right. And, LeJante's trying to make a play. He's going over where he thinks the ball's going to go, and he starts moving with it. And then all of a sudden it's like he had to full sprint to go get it. And, unfortunately he didn't come up with it, and it ended up hurting us in the game. But that's just, it's a really difficult thing to do in those situations. It's easy for me to sit here and say, he shouldn't have gone and tried to get it, should have let it bounce. But I'm not in the moment. Like, I know LeJohntay, dude's trying to make plays, and he's been a hell of a returner so far. And basically every time he gets the ball in his hands, we're going to get 15 to 20 yards. So you're okay with him taking those risks. Obviously it hurt, at that particular moment, like they ended up getting a touchdown, I think, out of that, or a field goal. They got points, so it's obviously not good. But you're not going to tell a guy who has been a very electric player for us and has been, he's been changing field position for us, getting like the one he caught yesterday on the 2-yard line, got it all the way to the 22. Like, that's huge. Like, if it had bounced in the end zone, it would have gone to the 20. So he got out past that. That's a win in our book. And that's, a 20-yard return. And it's like, he's been doing that all season, where he's been making plays and really helping our offense get better field position. And it's helped us, these last 4 games, putting us in good positions to go down and get points. So, I think for him, like, for me watching, it's like, I want him to make a play. That's just a tough play to make. Like, he's young, he's still learning. And I think he'll learn from that. And maybe next time, because we're going to have a game that's equally as windy here coming up pretty soon, whether it's this week or next, on Thanksgiving or later on in the season when we're at Pittsburgh or at Cincinnati, there's going to be wind. So he's going to take that experience, learn from it, and he's going to make better decisions down the road. And I think he's going to continue to do the things that he's done this whole season and be a game changer for us on special teams.
Yeah, look, everyone thinks it's very easy to catch a punt.
Yeah.
Until you're out there, number one. And number two, with the elements, like, yeah, you're a professional, that's your job, but you're human. That's like saying, Nick, you're gonna have a perfect snap every time. Hey, Tyler Loop, you're gonna make every single kick, which, by the way,
he did. Yesterday he played really well.
He was smacking some things through, and
killed
then
it yesterday.
Yeah, and then the other side of it too, Nick. Like, the turnovers weren't great. I'll be honest. Like, I don't think anyone likes turnovers. I'm sure Harbs was loving that. But 3 turnovers in the game, defense held strong. Like, there was in this ugly game, there's some momentum being built. Up around the team. There's an energy with the defense. There's this belief that they're going to make a play. And then the offense doesn't have to feel like they have to be Superman, or Lamar doesn't have to be Superman for all of it, which I thought was really cool. On a different note, I got to ask you, Gabriel goes down. We could hear on the broadcast, was everyone – like, you could just hear that they were so pumped Shedeur was going to get a chance. Was it as loud there for him on the ovation as it was on the TV?
That is the loudest I've ever heard that stadium.
Really?
I have never heard that stadium. So, it was so loud. Like, Jordan and I were on the field. I was, like, doing a couple underhands to him. We moved off. The kickoff happened. We're, like, going to the bench. And it was so loud. You literally, like, turn around and you're like, what are they cheering? And then you, like, obviously you see 12 like trotting on the, because I didn't know Dylan went down. I had no idea he had got a concussion.
We didn't even
know. They showed it on the Jumbotron, and then that's when they first started cheering. And then when Shedeur came out as QB1, that place went bonkers. It wasn't even sold out, and it literally was by far the loudest I've ever heard that stadium.
Yeah, it seemed loud.
I think tough. They were tough on Dylan the whole game. They booed him. Like, when he threw his first incomplete pass, they booed him. They booed him any chance that they could get. And then, Shedeur came in, didn't do hardly anything at all.
Pissed him.
Yeah, and they were cheering.
Kyle welcomed Shedeur pretty quickly.
Yeah, we didn't make it easy on him. I thought our defense is really turning really starting to turn it up a notch and really playing some good football. At all levels on the defense. So the front guys are starting to get to the quarterback, starting to impact the run game. Linebackers are playing fast downhill, playing sideline to sideline, doing really well in coverage. And then the secondary has really stepped up. just what the guys were able to do on that last drive was pretty remarkable. And that was a hell of a play by Cheeto right there at the end to get the ball out when that I don't remember the receiver that had it in the end zone, but I just think they're all, defense is getting comfortable with each other, adding Alohi and being able to put Kyle, back to kind of what he was doing last year, playing in the box, blitzing the quarterback, covering the slots, doing the things that we didn't really have anybody doing when he was having to play deep. So now he's able to do all that stuff again and really help our defense. It frees up, Roquan and Teddy to be able to play, do the things that they're good at and play fast and aggressive downhill, stopping the run. And then we're getting some great play from Herb, Jank, Trav, Kyle, Van Noy showed up. Mike Green played well. Like Jabo's been playing really well. And then obviously with Draymond, that's just a whole nother a beast to add to that defense. So I'm really excited to see the development that these guys are going to make, with two of our key players being guys that have been on the team for, a handful of weeks. And then we got some young guys that have been playing this year that are still, rookies. Teddy's, what was he, NFL Rookie of the Month or something in October. And then Mike Green is doing what Mike Green does. Jabo's getting some playing time. So I think we're only going to continue to get better every single week. And it's going to continue to help our team, make it tough on the other opponents' offenses to get points and really help our offense get good field position.
You'll have to ask Kyle Hamilton how quickly he thought about doing the Shador after he sacked him.
That was like he didn't even think twice about it.
I think he had they had already pre-planned doing that before, knowing that there was a good chance he was going to get some action.
Well, it looked like it. It looked like he was ready to rock it. It was there, and then it wasn't. The other thing with Kyle, he played a great game. Catching footballs in Cleveland is not maybe his strong suit.
No,
he does everything else well. And I'm glad you brought up Draymond. I think he's acclimating well, but that's something you expect from a Big Ten guy. He just seems like he's ready to hit the ground running. Ohio State defending champion. They're built different up there, is what he said.
That's his own words.
And I agree with him.
I mean, I guess if your best wins against the 17th best team in the country, it's pretty impressive. You played one ranked opponent all season.
There he is.
Yeah, you guys are great, dude. Georgia's played 4 teams in the top 10 in the last 5 weeks.
Well, I mean, it's subjective. That's why we have the playoff.
Oh, it's subjective. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah. Watch out for Notre Dame. Don't let the Fighting Irish get hot here.
Dude, college football will do anything and everything in their power to keep Notre Dame present. That is a joke of a program, dude. They're just pathetic.
So they only lost So they lost to Miami on the road to start the year, and then they lost to I guess they lost to an overrated A&M team, right? Is that what you're saying, Nick? Because they're undefeated. They're ranked
I'm
third.
saying Notre Dame is trash.
Oh. Huh. Interesting.
That's what I'm saying. They're always trash, bro. It's the same song and dance every year since Rudy played at Notre Dame, bro. They just want to keep this team relevant because college football would be in shambles if Notre Dame was not in the top 10.
So Georgia threw the game last year versus Notre Dame.
Oh, with our backup QB, yeah.
Okay.
I guess that's just them keeping them relevant.
Getting back to the NFL, are you aware that you were caught on a hot mic class yesterday?
I was.
Were you mic'd up?
What?
I was not mic'd up, but I was caught on a hot mic.
What did you say, Nick?
What are you talking about? I'm talking about the thing with Tyler.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what we were talking about.
Yeah, the jacket thing. Yeah. My guy didn't know that. First of all, he didn't know you could get jackets on the sideline. I'm like, have you ever watched an NFL game? We all wear jackets on the sideline.
We have the clip if we want to watch it. Real quick.
I haven't seen the
clip.
Yeah, Rip hasn't seen it.
I haven't seen it.
Show the clip.
Oh yeah, baby. Go get you one of these, man.
Right back to it.
That's what you need, bro. You need one of these. Yeah, no.
I didn't know that. You gotta put your hands in little pockets on the side.
Yeah, there's big pockets in the middle.
And then cross your arms. Nothing gets in there.
Yeah, and then you sit like this, and you're like in a little igloo.
I love it.
It's so nice.
So Nick, as a self-proclaimed leader of this special teams, where's the leadership to tell him that hey, get the Rook a jacket?
No, I told him to go get a jacket, bro. I literally said, go get you one of these.
How come he's figuring it out in week 10, 11?
Well,
Listen,
because we haven't played a game that's under 40 degrees yet. That was our first
I
one.
was going to say,
Don't
also,
even
like,
bring them out.
how he should know that doesn't have sleeves.
Yeah.
If he watched 10 minutes of wintertime football, he would know.
I literally asked him later on again. I was like, "You never watched NFL football, then?" Because like obviously there's no sleeve. There's the whole point of no sleeves is to keep you warm. Got pockets on the inside, bundle up, dude. That's my best. That's my favorite part of the game, dude. Just sitting there on the bench, heated bench, nice jacket with the hand warmer, beanie on, dude. That's what I love. That's what I love about the game.
That was hilarious.
That you know what? I take it back. That's leadership right there. Get a jacket.
Yeah.
Hey, they don't. It doesn't have sleeves.
Well, they had. So this is the thing. They have guys standing like as you're coming off the field with jackets. All you have to do is turn around and they put it on you. Me and Jordan did it right next to him. He just kept walking.
So wait,
I don't know. I can't be more of a leader. Like, dude, you watch us. We're getting the jackets. You just grab one. There's a guy standing right here.
Just a typical rookie move.
Yeah, but do you assume, like, is there a position that you assume for them to put it on there? Like, do you hold yourself like this? Is like, what's your pose?
I literally just walk up to him, turn around, I just stand there like I'm Batman in Gotham City, just waiting for him to put my cape on me.
Hell yeah.
Goodness gracious.
I would totally. I would over dramatize it and everything. I'd be like,
yeah.
Well,
I used to. We had this fireman. He still works for the team, but he's got a different job now, so he's not on the field during the games anymore. But name is Jerry, and Jerry, he took great care of me when I was injured. But every time during the games when it was cold, I would just walk. I would like come on the sideline. He would be nowhere to be found, and I would literally just scream, "Jerry!" and then I would just turn around and stand there, like across my arms, and just wait for him to come put it on me. Wouldn't even move. Other guys would try to put jackets on me, be like, "No, I'm waiting on Jerry." And he would like come running out of the thing, and he'd put it on. He'd do a little pat on the head, and then I get sit down.
Look, that's love right there.
Nick needed his bat.
Yeah, he did. I don't want to call it superstitious, but it's very routine oriented over here.
That's like, do you remember the
it's part of my routine
for love of the game, where the coach comes out and he's like, "Just pat me on the fanny and walk back in the dugout," and then he walks back and he's like, "Where's my pat?"
Where's your pat?
That was Nick Moore right there.
Yeah,
yeah. It's
Are
good.
Sure, I got my pat, dude.
You're good. You know, I'm proud of you, Nick. You've come a long way. You're a good kid. You're back to 500. Georgia won. I know I want to be conscious of your time. So real quickly, I didn't know it was hurricane season in Cleveland, though.
You did not?
I did not. But apparently it was at like the 2-minute mark of the fourth quarter.
What happened? Oh, no. Oh, my God. Something happened at the 2-minute mark?
Are you not me?
He probably didn't see it.
I didn't see it.
Do you know that Mark Andrews scored a touchdown?
I did see that, yeah.
The game.
Yeah.
Do you know that the fake tush push was called Hurricane?
I did not know that.
Yeah.
See, this is why you come on the show, so we can teach you a thing. Did you?
How did you know that was called Hurricane? Did they say
Mark Andrews said it was called Hurricane?
I knew that we were running that play. I just didn't know the name of it was called Hurricane.
So did you watch it live? Did you see it? Okay.
I was standing because it was third down, and I was standing right there on the sideline, perfect angle. I was right down the line, exactly down the line.
So what went through your mind when he just did a little bit of a spin cycle to the right here?
So I saw this play in practice, and I literally was like, "Oh my God, if we run this play, it's gonna work." Like it faked out everybody. Like our defense knew it was coming. They had already run it, and it still like got them. And because like we put the little wrinkle in last week where we pitched it to Lamar. We ran that play a bunch, but we haven't been. We weren't successful against was it LA? I think we were 0 for 3. We haven't been super successful with it, this season. And Todd just being the the great former Georgia Bulldog offensive coordinator that he is, just drawing up some plays off of that same look. And last week it worked for a first down with the toss, and this week it ended up sealing the game for us, giving us that go-ahead touchdown. So that was a hell of a play, and my boy Mark Andrews was zooming, bro.
I mean, he's got some reels. Everyone wants to say, oh, he's losing a step. He was breaking away speed there. And also it felt from the viewer standpoint, I don't know how you guys felt when I saw him do the spin cycle. I'm like, this just looks like a disaster in Cleveland. And then you see Kohler have a great block. Then there's Pancake Pat out there, and you're like, oh, shirts and pants. He's going to pick up the first. And then he just kept going.
Yeah.
20.
Top speed, bro. That's his PR and speed for those who say he's losing a step.
That's crazy.
How about that? And your top was what? 19, 18?
19.4. 19. In a game, my top is 18.8. My top was 19.4.
That's how fast Nick was running when he smacked that guy in Minnesota last week.
Dude, by the way,
I was not running 18.4, but I did smack him.
It sure looked like it. You smacked him pretty good.
That was I've not seen
you know what
from you ever. And
that's the hardest hit I've had in the NFL, that's for sure. But you know what really chaps my ass?
Oh boy.
NFL, I didn't get credit for that tackle. I didn't get credit assist or anything, bro. NFL dogged me on that.
On the tackle?
Yeah.
What?
We appealed it, and they said that the tackle would have been made even if I didn't hit him. I was like, bro, it's an assist. The guy's on his feet. I hit him to the ground. That's an assist.
Yeah.
Granted, he was already wrapped up, but like, I hit him. That's a half tackle, bro. What are you talking about?
Level
that down. Yeah, they didn't give me credit for it, bro. I was low key mad.
Well, leave no doubt next time.
They're hard to come by, man. I thought I did. They're hard to come by because of how good Jordan's punting and how he's doing with the boomerang punts. It's very difficult for returners to field the ball. We haven't had a ton of returns. And yesterday, bro, I probably wasn't even in the camera frame because on the actual TV copy, but I was getting absolutely just demolished, bro. Like only one punt, I forced the fair catch on our last punt. That was the only punt I didn't get blocked. First one, I get absolutely crushed by 49. I would say crushed. Like they ran like a blitz out of a D-Stay look and kind of caught us by surprise. And so I'm on 49 and 90 and 94. And then the next punt, 93 and 99 are literally double teaming me. I'm like,
because you're a weapon.
I'm like, no, literally 99 was like, bro, he's like, Bubba told us, Bubba's the special teams coordinator. He's like, Bubba said, we got to block you, man. I was like, I'm the freaking long snapper, bro.
That's because they saw you last week.
They
saw it hit last week.
I guess. And then the third punt, 98, just absolutely ate my lunch and took me out behind the shed. It was in my defense, I was blocking a different guy, and he came from my blind side and got me. And then just 98's a big boy. I don't know if you saw him out there. But that's a big boy.
But you know what? You persevered, Nick.
I did.
You lived to tell the tale, and now the scouting report has if you don't get hands on 46, he can go down there and make a tackle that won't count. So
exactly. I mean, that's really the script here. I'm going to run down, affect the play, and then NFL is going to not give me credit for it.
They say don't watch the box score. You got to watch the tape. 46 is a weapon coming down the field at 19 miles an hour.
Man. Hey.
And just so you can know, I got on the treadmill the other day, and I was in some Cole Haans, just in some white Cole Haan.
Oh, I love the all white Cole Haans, man.
I was in those, and your boy got up to 20 miles an hour.
Dude, treadmill doesn't count, bro. It propels you to run faster.
Okay.
Run on the ground. Let's see.
Dude, I was in Cole Haans in these khaki pants, dude. Here, you want to see these things? Look at that flexibility. You see that? We were moving. One of these days, we did. I even did the 5-cone drill. We're not going to have you do any drills after the whole, conditioning. Achilles,
no cone drills for me. My agility will never be the same.
No, but you know what? You bounce back. You won in Cleveland.
Yeah, we did.
You're a good kid. I'm excited for you. Well, I'll let you go be a family man. Good luck on Apex Legends, by the way, as well.
I'll be there tonight. I'll be grinding. I got to put the kids to bed here in about an hour, and then it's go time for your boy. Come find me on Apex Legends at Spank. That's all it is.
You not play COD?
That's my name on Apex, bro. Spank.
Oh, we know.
Oh, we're aware.
Come find me.
Oh gosh.
It's not. They wouldn't let me do Spank Fake Bandit. Okay, I had to do Spank.
I wonder why.
Hey, Call of Duty lets me do Spank Bank Bandit, but not Apex. Apex has got morals, I guess. I don't know. They're more G-rated.
Yeah.
Oh goodness. Oh sugar. All right, Nick.
All right, gentlemen.
Talk to you soon.
See you,
Great
Nick.
having you.
See you, boys.
Everybody. Good kid. Good kid. Just feeling things out. He's doing well.
Yeah, it's good having him back.
It's good having him back. Things that I loved hearing from that. One, he still is looking for his first tackle officially.
I can't believe that. I can't believe they didn't give it to him.
I can't. Well, I can, but he was robbed of that.
He was.
Number two, that he confirmed that the loudest he's ever heard in the Brown Stadium was when Shador came in the game.
That's crazy.
What else was there? And then that the watching the tush push plays in practice on how even when the defense knew it was coming.
Yeah.
It's a lot of things we learned. And the wind. What do you got? And that Notre Dame shouldn't be in the college football playoff, even though they beat Georgia.
I would love to hear from Charlie Kohler about that the noise. As well.
Yeah.
And the play.
Hell of a
and the
block,
hurricane
too.
play.
Oh yeah, the hurricane. And also we taught Nick what the play call was.
Yeah.
Just something new every day. I did find, just going through the all 22, I found 2 already of the punts. He wasn't lying. They triple teamed Nick every time. I don't know what the scouting report said, but they just kept sending bodies at Nick. He would get in the open field and here came someone else. That was,
I'm telling you, it's because they saw him level that guy the week before.
a lot of bodies out there.
A lot of bodies. Well, if you are new to the channel, hit that like and subscribe button. Ryan Ripken Show. Just had Ravens long snapper Nick Moore join us. Friend of the show, friend of the program. We are live on Facebook, X, and YouTube. See you guys everywhere. And for our channel members, we see you guys. Appreciate all of the help. And do we have the channel's member rocking now?
Yep.
So if you want to be a part of the channel members, I see right here, Steve, Loop kicked in Arizona, so that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
Come on, man. Come on, man. You can put your jacket on. I agree. But Nick, I guess, has earned the title All-Pro. So, I guess.
Well, not when he was making people put his jacket on.
Yeah, maybe not. Maybe not. But we appreciate our channel members. And wait, so Kyle Hamilton is going to be at the Calvert Hall Turkey game? Is that happening? Is Joe right about that?
Was it?
I don't know. I see Joe saying Kyle Hamilton's superpowers will come out when he puts on the Hall hoodie this year for Turkey Bowl.
It's not happening. They're not gonna pay him
over Zach.
Although I will say,
doesn't he have some sort of relationship with Calvert Hall too?
Yeah,
I thought Kyle Hamilton hasn't he been to Calvert Hall before?
Yeah, it was a part of that. It's when Zay showed up to it. The Ravens do what's it called, a high school game of the week thing.
Yeah, and he had a Calvert Hall.
Yeah, so he went to the Calvert Hall one, and that's when Zay went to Loyola. Also, I will say, devastating for non-Calvert Hall goers, but Sean Tucker, Calvert Hall alum, 3 tutties yesterday for the Bucks. That
was good for the fantasy team. I can tell you that.
Good for the MIAA.
Good for the MIAA.
Yeah.
Man. Don't sleep on
Glad someone's pulling their weight.
Yeah. I didn't realize he was from Maryland.
Yeah. He my brother played against him.
Oh, did he run him over like he did? Like
my brother was like, we should have known that moment that he was capable of this. They're just some people when they step on a high school field that you're like,
know.
That was him.
That was like
that guy.
I remember. I think it was Destroying actually played against Lamar Jackson in high school. Basically, gave the same story. It was like when he walked on the field, everybody was like he was like a celebrity then.
Yeah,
and everybody knew
that vine.
That vine is still out there.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
The other part, in fairness to Nick, you don't want to hop into it. Do we want to just talk about the offensive line? Is that kind of?
I didn't want to bring that up. That's
what I'm saying. We did not want to bring it up in front of Nick because if there was a part yesterday
Plus, he couldn't speak on it anyway.
No, there's nothing he could say about it. John Harbaugh was asked about it earlier today.
Yes.
And but I mean, also, I wouldn't expect him to come out and blast anybody, but just as a fair assessment, the offensive line was overmatched, to say the least, by the Browns. Now, the Vikings and the Browns, both their defensive fronts are good, but that's not really good, especially for a player that is – I still think Lamar is a little bit banged up. I do think he's still trying to scratch and claw. But there was not a lot of time. And Myles Garrett did whatever he wanted to the entire game. If they can start to correct some things there, that would be great. But they play the Jets. They play is that the tush push play?
Yeah, I don't know why that came up like that. Hold on. I wanted to show this so that we could kind of discuss
about it.
So for context here, so John Harbaugh was asked about the offensive line, and he was quoted as saying from Jeff Zrebiec here that you put the best 5 players out there. It's not even a hard question. Harbaugh said he sees room for improvement from the O-line, but he thinks the group is getting better. And that's, I think, the criticism that people are drawing from this is that you can still say, hey, like the offensive line absolutely needs some work, and we're trying to find the best way to figure out how to fix the problem without just saying, oh, well, our best guys are out there. It's just like, well, no kidding. Like, you don't have anybody that's better that you could throw on there. We get that part. But, like, you could at least address the elephant in the room, and that Lamar Jackson's running for his life. Yeah. Probably a good chance he got a sore knee last week because he keeps getting hit all the time. And then, yesterday with Myles Garrett just running all over the place, Rosengarten got blown up. Everybody got blown up. Ronnie Stanley got his ass kicked too. But it's just like, what? That's just not the answer that I think people were hoping for.
Yeah, I mean, I think that the pro was that Derrick Henry ran for over 100 yards, so that was nice. Now, 59 of the 103 yards came on one carry.
Yes.
Number 2, the Ravens and Lamar threw for under 200 yards. Lamar was 14 of 25. And the bigger part here, when you're looking at team stats, we mentioned that Myles Garrett had 4 sacks by himself. That's a hard thing to overcome. The Browns ended up having 5 total sacks, so 4 by Myles Garrett. And the Ravens averaged under 6 yards per pass when they completed it. So, yeah, to your point, Brad, it's about keeping your quarterback healthy, because the reality is we're seeing it. The Ravens, if Lamar's on the field, they're going to have a chance the rest of the way. They're going to be favored against the Jets and the Bengals and every team except the only ones now that you wondered, the Patriots, if they keep winning, could create a conversation, but I still think the Ravens would be favored. And then Green Bay, I think the Ravens could be favored going there, but it could go to Green Bay at this point. But you got to keep Lamar on the field. If he's not on the field, he can't make plays. And if he can't make plays, you can't win games. And that's going to change the trajectory of the season for Baltimore. So, yeah, I mean, I guess I'm not going to say it's a get-right opportunity with the Jets, but Lamar you got to keep him clean against the Jets. They did trade away 2 of their best defensive players.
I would give Derrick Henry and Keaton Mitchell. I would give Keaton Mitchell 15 carries against the Jets. I'd give Rasheed Ali 15 carries against the Jets. Let Derrick Henry get the first 10 to 15, and then hope you get a big lead. Get Lamar out of there halfway through the third. Keep it like this needs to be, and unfortunately, it won't be, because we've seen this Ravens team this year, and it feels like it's one of those like we'll win, but we're gonna keep this thing interesting type. And this is the game you just hope get guys out of here.
And that's what I was kind of referencing towards when we were at the top of the show about, like, I'm not convinced that the Ravens are back yet, because like they have to blow out one of these terrible teams that they've been playing. They haven't done that yet, and I'm just
maybe blow out the Dolphins.
Yeah. It's a revenge game against the Jets too, or for the Jets quarterback, Tyrod.
They did blow out against the Dolphins, but I don't know about a revenge against Tyrod Taylor. It's not the first time they played.
Yeah, so Taylor's going to be starting, by the way. For those that didn't hear it, Fields is benched. So that to me, I think will give the Jets a little bit of a boost.
They got to blow out this team.
They should.
I hope so.
But for right now, you win that game, you're 6-5. Pittsburgh goes to Chicago to play Caleb Williams, and the Bears.
Yeah, well, Mason Rudolph is going to Chicago, it seems.
Well, Mason Rudolph.
Do we have a confirmation on that broken wrist?
I've not seen any confirmation. I've just
more...
seen, it's the class. He might go into like a dark hole and come out with like a new wrist or something. I don't know what Rodgers does, but I'm not.
Well, I'll tell you what, Mason Rudolph, they actually threw the ball down the field with Mason Rudolph in
Yeah.
that game. Their offense actually seemed like they picked it up a level when he came into play.
Jalen Warren's also out.
Yeah, I had him on a fantasy team. That was tough. He was running wild early.
Yeah, he was. Yeah, he was.
And then Kenneth Gainwell, if he takes over the backfield, he's like
I have Kenneth Gainwell on my bench and watched him score a ton of
every single time.
Yeah.
Mason Rudolph, by the way, 12 of 16, 127 yards, 75% completion percentage, and a touchdown. And they won 34-12. Now, Joe Flacco had some moments, and one of those moments was not a good moment where he throws it directly to the other team for a pick six.
That
was a Joe moment.
I was going to say that's a quintessential Joe moment.
It's he's going to sling that thing down the field. It's a touchdown arm putt, but it's a beautiful spiral. Then he will telegraph a throw to the other team.
That's correct.
It's a guarantee. It's a tale as old as time. But you know the crazy thing of that, guys, as we kind of finish up our football talk, it wasn't that Mason Rudolph came in and Aaron Rodgers might miss time, which is a storyline because that's what the Ravens, but that the Bengals continue to lose games. And then, there's a huge battle between, Jalen Ramsey, the former star defensive back, and Jamar Chase, the current superstar wide receiver. And the initial reaction when you see it, you go, wow, what the hell is Jalen Ramsey doing, man? I mean, Brad, I think that was your initial reaction. Like, dude, what the hell are you doing, Jalen? Like,
my exact words were that he was a little bitch.
Yeah, like that was a punk move. And then after the game, everyone's going, no, he spit in my face. And I think Jalen Ramsey, do you have the interview by chance, Zach?
Jalen Ramsey's? I don't have Jalen Ramsey's. I have Jamar.
I take that back. Jalen Ramsey is sometimes a little bitch. Yesterday, he was not.
That was
he is like the common denominator amongst a lot of these fights that they get into, but
that one, the part where
didn't deserve to get spit on.
No, and that was the thing is that Jalen said, "If do you have the interview by chance, Zach?"
No, I have Jamar's.
Okay, we have Jamar. So Jalen after the game, he said, no offense to the football game, but once I get spit on, I could care less about the game. Now it's become personal.
Yeah.
And all right, it did get personal. Jalen grabbed his face mask, punched a player in the helmet, which I still don't understand punching a player in the helmet. That's a whole different discussion. Like if you want to rip the face mask and try to drag them down, like that's a better strategy than trying to hit someone.
Miles Garrett.
Oh, that's taking it to the next level. But yes, that's like
more effective if you're really going to go for it.
If we're going to be technical, yes, that would be the most lethal. The case though, Jalen says he spit on me. His players said, "Hey, Jalen said he spit on him. I believe him." Oh, you think he'd make it up? No. And Jamar was asked about it after the game. So Jamar Chase, they said, "Hey, rumors, Jamar, you spit on Jalen. You want to comment on that?" Let's play that clip for you.
What happened with Jalen?
Exchanging words.
He was saying that you spit on him. Did you spit on him?
I ain't never opened my mouth to that guy.
What do you think prompted the reaction from him?
Well, he don't like some of the words I told him. We've been going back and forth the whole time, so I'm sure some got under his skin.
So it was building the whole game. It just wasn't on that drive.
The first time we had a altercation, and then it was the second time.
Is that the first time in your career anybody's ever punched you? In a game?
You seen me get punched?
Looked like you threw a punch.
So, just to be clear, you did not spit on him at all. That's what he's saying.
I ain't spit on nobody.
I didn't spit on nobody. I didn't open my mouth, actually, was the phrase. Well, the saying, when there's video cameras all around at every angle, that's going to tell the truth. And that's not a saying. That's just what I'm saying. And there is a clip of that. Zach, do we have that clip of the spit? Well, here it is. Zoomed in. Jamar Chase, Jalen Ramsey. You guys be the judge for those that are listening. Can you pull that clip up for me real quick, Zach? So we're going to see it again real quickly.
Right there.
So I'm not just saying it looks like his mouth opened there. And it looks like there is a whole lot of spit that is popping out of there. And not like, when you talk like I do, and sometimes you're just so loud.
Yeah.
And sometimes you might just have a spray when you're talking to someone. This was no spray. This was
no.
You geared up and you let one fly. And Jalen Ramsey then immediately, all right, that's it. Grabbed him by the face mask and the punch was on.
Once again, the grabbing of the face mask and does not make sense to me still. Like we were talking about, I just don't see the logic of let me punch the hardest pad of the. I will say though, this fight I felt like made me feel really old because I was like, I remember when Jalen Ramsey got into a fist fight with another insanely talented top wide receiver in the league for the Bengals and AJ Green. This was something that was building up all game. I mean, if you think this was the first interaction between the two or little, shoving battle, it wasn't. I mean, if you look back, there are compilations on the internet. Ramsey was taking cheap shots after plays. There were times where he was just, ball goes by Jamar standing there. Ramsey hits him in the lower back to take him down. This was just a classic number one wide receiver versus number one cornerback. I agree with Brad or Ryan, whichever said the former, top corner. I think Jalen's best days are a little behind him, but it did feel like this was one of those things where it just boiled over to a point. I'm going to be honest. I understand that it came out and obviously the video with Jamar. I'm still shocked if Jalen doesn't get suspended because I get that, but usually the NFL is very when you throw punches, usually the NFL is very you don't do that.
Well, Jamar Chase has been suspended.
Yeah, so he got the one game. That's why I was like, okay, I'm wondering. He is appealing, just so that that also came out.
Let's put this up right now. So then there's the news that came out. Whammy. NFL suspended. Adam Schefter put it out. Suspended Bengals wide receiver Jamar Chase for spitting at Steelers defensive back Jalen Ramsey. Chase denied spitting at Ramsey. You guys heard the video. But the league determined the video evidence was sufficient to warrant a suspension. Now, I think where this argument is with fighting or punching, I think one that you want to justify that someone, why are you throwing a punch? Well, no, I got provoked. And usually they'll be like, well, that's not a good enough reason. I think because Jalen got ejected from the game, I think that's going to serve as his suspension. He got ejected, and then they said, what happened? This is what happened. Oh, okay, a little bit of, if I'm the NFL, okay, you had a reason. You served the punishment during the game, maybe a fine. I would be shocked if he
I will say, I think the biggest surprise to me, and I get it's his game check and stuff. Jamar Chase is losing $500,000 because of this.
Wow.
Yeah.
$500,000. That's just that to me. That's a lot of that is a lot of money. And I understand the contract he has, all that. And it's yes, it's his game check, all of that. That is a lot of money. And just I wouldn't be shocked if the NFL kept the fine but not the suspension, or the suspension but not the fine. I wouldn't be surprised if one of those changes in the appeal, but it'll be interesting to see what the league did. That was a game I was kind of, obviously following because it was AFC North and not seeing anything that led up to it. And obviously we didn't even know about the spit thing till after. From my vantage point, I was like, these guys are just throwing hands middle of the. I'm not going to lie. For a second, I was like, who's back? AFC North football. I was like, now we're getting rivalries going again. So that felt good. I will say for AFC North fans of AFC North rivalries, some just hard nose. We will get in your face and get into a fight. That was good to see.
It was good to see. Well, maybe not the results, but I like the chippiness. I do.
Oh, yeah.
Not the circumstance. I still think you got a problem with somebody. You can do it in different ways. Even if you want to get in a fight on the field, maybe not have it be over that you were spitting on someone. Spitting on someone, for me, that's just come on, dude. Just throw off the helmets.
Yeah.
And just be like in the NHL. throw off the helmets or throw off the gloves and just go at it.
Yeah.
I'd be down for that.
Yeah. Just one last thing. Just, as someone who has Jamar Chase in fantasy, we are aware of the situation ongoing. We're handling it internally. Personally, we didn't find him in any wrong. So, he's good in our book. He's good in our book. He will be back as soon as the league, gives him his punishment. We will accept it, and we will move on with our goal of holding up some gold in the middle of
Still good on
January.
your end after he spit on somebody.
Yeah, we let bygones be bygones.
What's your team name? What's your organization?
Officially back.
So that's how Officially Back runs
Yeah.
their organization.
Yeah.
So for us, we
who's not back and who's not going to come back is the Bengals as a team.
oh gosh.
There is like all this talk last week about Joe Burrow coming back, whatever else. They lose this game. They're probably going to lose next game because now Jamar Chase is out. Just leave Joe Burrow out of the rest for the rest of the season.
My biggest fear for the Bengals is that even if they're not in it, like Joe Burrow has consistently through his career been one of those guys where he maybe comes back from something a little too early because of the competitor. And like, this is almost one of those things where the Bengals, if they don't win, or they only win one of their next three, because that's the other thing. Let's say, they go in their next two, then they come back. Like his first game back is against the Bills. So it's not like all of a sudden it's like they're automatic. My biggest worry for him would be if they're not in it and he's just one of those guys where he's like,
no,
I'm going to be there with my boys no matter what.
Zach, that's when Zach Taylor needs to step in and say, no, the fuck you're not.
Oh, I agree that's if they live without that. I just don't know. I also not sure how Zach Taylor and them are running that place, but
there's a lot of question marks for them. For the Bengals, though, here's the deal. They play the Patriots this week. You lose this week, you're 3-8.
They are going to lose this week. They're definitely losing without Jamar.
You lose this week, you're 3-8, and you still got to play Baltimore twice.
Yeah.
Although, are they at New England?
They're home.
Weirdly would have felt better about it. Joe in New England. Seen that before.
Yeah,
seen that before.
Joe in New England steps up. Joe in Pittsburgh, while he has some great moments, he does have death taxes, and he will throw a ball the other team picks. Pick six,
out.
Troy Polamalu, it's on there.
Yeah.
Joe's rookie year.
Yep.
Steelers went to the Super Bowl, but the Ravens won theirs 4 or 5 years later. Last subject on the NFL, guys. I just thought it was a cool moment. The comments, did you guys see the Seahawks? They lost that game to the Rams.
Yeah.
Hell of a game. Sam Darnold did not play well. I think that's fair to say. He threw 4 picks.
Yeah.
Up until that point, he was pretty spot on, lights out. And a big reason why, Brad, you thought the Seahawks still are maybe the best team in the NFC. Defense is good. Sam was playing well. JSN out there, wide receiver, is just dealing. And you can argue he is the best receiver.
Kenneth Walker's walking in touchdowns.
Finally, no more. Okay, Zach, sorry, I don't mean to bring up a sore subject.
Yeah.
But the is it a sore subject for you?
Yeah, because I have Charbonnet and Walker in fantasy, and it is just the worst decision in the world each week trying to figure out who to start because it's who are they going to give the ball to in the end zone?
Who are they going to give the ball to? Well, the reason I wanted to bring this clip up, because this is also about being a team and staying together, and earmuffs if you don't like a little bit of cursing, but Seahawks linebacker Ernest Jones was asked about Sam Darnold's 4-pick game, and this was his response, which I thought was pretty damn cool. So let me play that for you. Here we go, whammy.
I mean, Sam's been balling. Like, if we want to try to define Sam by this game or what, man, Sam's had us in every game. So for him to sit there and say, "Oh, that's my fault," no, it's not. It was plays that defensively we could have made plays. There were opportunities where we could have got better stops. Yeah, I mean, like, it's football, man. And he's our quarterback. We got his back, and you got anything to say, quite frankly.
So blanked it out right there, but he said, "You got anything else to say?" Basically, F you. Yeah, that's what exactly he said. So for Sam, first off, like, this is why I think the Seahawks culture with what they've built and what they're doing, that's great leadership. I love what the Hawks are doing. Mike McDonald's is a dog out there. I'm excited to see him continue to go out there. I think he's going to be out with the Seahawks for a very long time.
Coach of the year.
But you stay with your group through the good, bad, and the ugly, man. And I think that is so important, especially nowadays. We talk so much about you want to jump to conclusions. You want to kick people when they're down. Well, yeah, there's so much on the outside noise where people are going to criticize you. There's no doubt about it. But the people in your locker room are supposed to be your guys. And I love that Ernest Jones saying, hey, Sam is our guy. He's our quarterback. And if you ain't with us, you can just go F off. And I think that is – you need that mentality in sports because the pressure that you have with all the glory, with all the great things people say about you, as soon as you have a bad game, they're going to say whatever they want about you. And you got to be able to walk forward with the group you're with. And we're walking forward in the show. If you're new to the channel, hit that like and subscribe button, Zach.
Yeah, one final thing before we move off of football. Just James Franklin, Virginia Tech, done deal.
Done deal.
Yeah, will be interesting how that impacts Maryland's recruiting because that's a direct.
Well, maybe we can save that for around Maryland with a little.
Yeah. So
is it not going well in College Park?
It is a Maryland football season, and I think that is the best way to describe it.
Football. Well, if you guys knew the channel, as we continue to segue and move on in the show, I don't know where I was going. I was kind of going to say movie.
Oh,
because in Austin Powers, by the way, in Like Flint, that's my favorite movie. But before we get to baseball, we talked last week about starting our little book club, our little show movie book club. Well, guess what? We did.
Yep.
And our goal for this one was to talk about Tommy Boy, because you know what? Going into this, Brad, Zach hadn't seen it yet.
Yeah.
Never.
True story.
At all.
The movie is older than Zach, which pains me to say.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
It's been that long. And actually, if we have the Tommy Boy release date was back in
95, I think.
1995.
Yeah.
5 years before Zach graced the earth with his presence.
Yeah. It was just one of those movies you have to turn your brain off for, where you just have to be like, this is at every point. You're just like, this is so stupid, but it's hysterical. I mean, it's the whole point of it. Good movie. I appreciated it.
So do you understand the essence of why so many people loved Chris Farley?
Oh yeah. No, without a doubt.
Because
that's the first Chris Farley movie you've ever seen?
No, I've seen.
Have you seen Billy Madison?
Yes.
Because he's in it.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm trying
not as like one of the main.
Not a star. Yeah.
Yes, not the star, but that was one of the big cameos he did.
Mm-hmm.
Black Sheep's also like.
Yeah, actually looking now, I think that is Billy Madison and then Tommy Boy are the only two now. Yeah.
But so now you can understand, especially like the very, very classic, iconic line of, is this your coat? Don't do it. Fat guy in a little coat. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Does it make sense now?
It makes sense.
So
yes,
why did he do that?
Because he was wearing his coat and then it's split in the back.
Yeah.
Because
housekeeping.
Yeah. Well, that was another.
So this is
housekeeping one towel.
What is I don't think I saw the other one when he's doing karate. What is that?
Oh, that was Beverly Hills Ninja.
That's what it was.
With Chris Rock. He's running around trying to catch the chicken.
So Zach,
that you want to talk about dumb Chris Farley movies? That's probably the dumbest one.
So of it though, Zach, you watched Tommy Boy. Where would you rate that on your scale for you personally, for the experience?
Well, what's the scale?
I think on originality, okay, on how it tailored to you thinking it was funny, and then overall the experience that the movie and impact that it had. How about those three?
I mean, I will say, I felt like the overall originality of it. That's the thing. I don't know. I don't have in my mind okay, what came before it for originality.
Well, 1 to 5, Zach.
I'll say it was
the storyline.
It's like a 3.
Okay.
On originality, I felt like dad owns the company, bimbo son comes in, dad dies, son has to save. I was like, okay, I see where this is going. Once they're like, oh my god, the dad died. I was like, okay, I see where this is going. So for that, I'd say a 3 on originality.
Okay. I mean,
1 through 5
on originality.
That's why I'm like, that's what I'm saying. Like, I feel like, but that also might be skewed by movies that came after it that I've seen that I was like, I see where this is going.
So you're saying you just have seen this plot.
Yeah. Like I've
That's
seen
what
the
you're trying to
overall
say.
basis of like, okay, like I got the gist once. I was like, okay, I see what the goal of this is going to be.
Okay. Well, how about for comedy, the funny moments in there? 1 to
It was
5.
like a 4 out of 5 for comedy. I thought it was really funny.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So I think that's fair. If you don't want to say it was the funniest movie of all time, but it's got the iconic moments.
Yeah.
And Chris
Yeah.
Farley.
It's one of the most quotable movies.
It's a very quotable movie. Chris Farley, by the way, we should watch SNL one time with the Rip After Dark.
Oh, yeah.
I still laugh my ass off when he does the Chippendales. And
Man Down by the River.
Man Down by the River and Colombian coffee crystals. Sir, are you aware that you are not drinking regular coffee, but Colombian decaffeinated coffee crystals? That's great. All right, so we got a 3 out of 5, 4 out of 5. Where do you then rank it on maybe its impact?
Impact. I feel like that goes in.
Experience.
Are you saying like its impact on
I was going to say, we're going to give it an overall Bally score.
Yeah, because I was going to say its impact on film. I was like, I don't think about film that much to know its impact.
Your
on
experience on it. So your grade now on the 1 to 5 scale, how would you rate the entire experience film?
I'll say a 4. It was a very enjoyable experience. It was like an hour and a half movie.
Mhm.
And yeah, it was good.
I will say
one of
90
the
minutes.
dumbest points of it that was just like actually really funny. When they fake the bees with the cop, like it's just the dumbest thing. When I stop, get out and start running and screaming. And I was like, I didn't know where they were going with that. That was one of the few where I was like, I was thinking he was going to be like, this maniac is like trying to get. And when they got out and they were like, bees are everywhere, the cops were like, I'm deathly allergic to bees. Yeah, same. We'll come back and check on you guys in a little bit.
See,
Chris Farley's yelling, your firearms will do no good here.
It's like
this is so stupid.
This is the beauty of the 90s comedies.
Like it's a
Duck-
clip on. Are
Yeah,
you sure?
Also, his grand plan. Also, the other two, him being like, "Excuse me, everyone, this will only take a sec," and just both times, everyone like, "Oh my god, he's robbing the bank!" And the cops throw their guns to him. He straps the firecrackers. Oh, just the dumbest. Being just the dumbest
the
stuff.
90s comedies
Yep.
are really special because some of them are like truly dumb moments.
Yeah.
Dumb and Dumber
Yeah, Dumb and
has a
Dumber.
ton of dumb moments. Billy Madison that I just mentioned. You want to go another Jim Carrey? Ace Ventura
I was going to say Ace Ventura.
has a ton of them.
Have you seen Ace Ventura, Zach?
Yes, but not.
Oh,
probably
you
the
need to.
last
You're gonna have
15
to
years,
watch
I was gonna
Pet
say.
Detective. We could do a book report on that. We should vote on it later this week on what our next book report will be.
Thursday.
Tim Kirchin, we did ask him one of his favorite movies or ones that he wanted to go with, and Zach was going to come in and recite it. Might have worn a suit for it. Was Miracle.
Oh yeah,
Miracle.
Tim Kirchin was all about Miracle.
Yeah.
So maybe one day we will do that. But we will have our viewers decide our next book club show or movie. I feel like the 90s we have to explore, but we'll open it up for our channel members. We want to
there's
hear what you guys
80s
have
though
to say.
too, because you're probably not familiar with a lot of 80s movies.
And you know what? I'd love to go down that that rabbit hole.
Like the Brat Pack. Are you familiar? Do you know what the Brat
I didn't
Pack
really
is?
watch the Brat Pack then. No.
Breakfast Club, St. Elmo's Fire, nothing like that.
So Breakfast Club, I understand the iconic moment of it, but I didn't watch it, and especially the song like "Don't You."
Yeah, yeah,
Sing-
yeah.
But I'd have to go back and watch that.
Or like Ferris Bueller's Day Off.
Ferris Bueller.
Oh, that's yeah.
Okay.
Twist and Shout.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Well,
Twist
Breakfast Club.
and Shout.
I feel like Breakfast Club would be a good one.
So that we'll let our audience decide. We're going to choose. We'll give them some options. Our channel members will help decide this fate for us in the future. But that was Rip's book club.
So, quick question, Zach.
Yeah.
Do you know what the Brat Pack actually is?
No.
Okay. Rob Lowe. Do you know who Rob Lowe is?
Yes, I know who Rob Lowe is.
Was in Tommy Boy. He's part of the Brat Pack. He was actually the star of St. Elmo's Fire.
Oh.
Rob
Yeah, I
Lowe.
was gonna say.
Quietly has had a lot of good roles. He was also number 2 in Austin Powers, The Spy Who Shagged Me. He was the younger number 2.
I want to say that Tommy Boy was one of his first big like comedies that he was a part of.
I can see that.
And then after that, it was like, oh my God, Rob Lowe's funny.
Yeah.
And then
him being in that that caught me off guard too. I didn't know he was in it.
I didn't understand Rob Lowe when I watched, like I told you, Austin Powers is like that was everything for me as a kid. And I didn't understand who that was. And now I see him everywhere. And of course, like people are like Parks and Rec, or if you want to go way back into the 80s and talk about the movies. And that's where I think of him as number 2 way back. But he's great. And he's also has that famous meme of wearing the NFL hat.
I was going to say that's
a Zach Bollinger tweet that's out there in the open.
Also the host of The Floor, which is an incredible game show.
I have to watch that. I haven't seen that.
That's great.
Well, that's a little Rips. We got to come up with a name. Rips Book Club, Rick's Movie Club.
I got a topic or genre, I should say, of movies. It's going to be another movie week.
Okay.
Paul Rudd movies.
Ooh.
I'm going to find some Paul Rudd movies. I'm going to come up with my best 4. I'm going to put it in a poll on Thursday.
So we're doing that this Thursday?
Well, yeah, I won't be here Thursday.
That's right.
But
okay.
I'm going to have
in the future for Thursdays.
I'm going to have to put it in charge of somebody's going to have to put the poll out for Thursday. There's going to be Paul Rudd movies. I'll send you the Paul Rudd movies. You're going to have to put it in a poll, and they'll vote on it.
I already know where a couple of mine are going to be.
Me too.
Not going to say them. Not going to say them. Do you know who Paul Rudd is, Zach?
Yeah.
Okay.
I was going to say.
All right.
I was going to say.
Yeah. This is, and so like this is our book club is also movie club, which is show club. We don't know what we're going to do, but we're starting. What do we call it? Rips Club?
I don't know.
Help us come up with a name.
Yeah. Give us some suggestions.
But in the meantime, why don't we get ready to shift here and help us shift into the next subject? A little baseball talk. The stove is getting hot. But let's go around Maryland, Zach. Over or under 3 seconds. Oh, my goodness. That was under 3.
Hey.
I'm ready.
Beautiful. Brought to you by our friends over at Next Move Charm City and the Belanger team over at Lone Depot. Let me see if I can get where are my glasses for this? No, I don't have my glasses. Do I look like a grade A-hole right now, Zach?
Yes.
Okay. I look like one of those guys. And what's that one meme, by the way, when the guy's talking to the girl and he's putting his hand over and she just looks disinterested and he's telling her about, like, probably he's got kind of guys like this spiked hair a little bit, short spiked hair. He's got the hand up. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like,
I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, it's like, listen, babe, like this is what happened in this
game.
Yes, that's it. Yep. That's it. I kind of feel like that. But
you know what? It gives the same vibe.
Gives the same vibe. But to our friends, if you guys are looking to make your next move, Shannon Toback and Brett Ritchie are your MVPs. And with the help of the Belanger team, if you're looking in the city suburbs or sure, make the right move with Next Move Charm City. Now let's move in now, guys. We talked about the Ravens. We don't really have to talk about the Commanders because that was an awful game over there in Madrid. Neither team deserved to win that game. I think it would have been better if both teams didn't win that game.
Apparently they ran out of food.
There's a lot of, I don't know if the NFL is going to, I saw Jack Settleman over there explaining that there was more of a even American presence there than actual.
I believe that.
People in Spain.
But that made sense to me.
Yeah.
Because I felt like that was something when the NFL came out with that it was like, okay, that's a bucket list. Kind of because like now over in England, they've seen it so many times that like people aren't really traveling over to England. Like a lot of their fans have taken to it, stuff like that. I think Madrid it could take a little bit because Australia is the next one we're doing next year.
Australia. Is it Australia?
I don't
we're going to Australia.
Put another shrimp on the bobby. Where are you from? Austria.
That Australian game is going to be the worst game of all time.
Probably.
It might be up there, but they have I think in Australia they have everything that can kill you over there.
Literally. I mean, they're what?
It's
also the largest landmass of largest inhabitable landmasses.
I would go to Australia.
If I was the outback, you cannot live in the outback.
Hey, you remember that camel story I told you about the other day, Zach? I rode the camel around Ayers Rock. Where was that? Australia. Yeah.
Yeah, good for you.
And then they served us camel, Brad, after we rode on the camel. That was a very uncomfortable moment.
It's like riding a cow and then eating the cow.
Yeah, kind
That's
of.
why, like, I never understood. I didn't grow up on a farm. My grandfather was a farmer. Like, he had farm animals. He raised his own cattle and all that. I never will understand this. Why they name the cows and they grow some sort of attachment to them, and then they just, here's dinner.
It's a tough thing, you know.
Why personalize it? Just don't even acknowledge anything. You're just raising this thing. Obviously, you treat it humanely, all that stuff. But to like treat it like it's your pet and be like, you know what? Time to become dinner. Angus. Just gonna name it Angus.
I mean, that would be a very common term you could roll with. How do we?
And they also like chop the balls off of these things.
Oh, that's how we get here. Oh, because I was talking about riding a camel
and eating a camel,
and then we got here. Yeah, that's right. So NFL will go to Australia though. We talked early that Maryland, by the way, the Terps, the football team, is not doing well. That's been clockwork work for the last, I don't know how many years. It just feels like every year it's Groundhog Year.
Yep.
James Franklin's going to Virginia Tech. Excellent recruiter. Does that take away more from the DMV? It certainly might. And for Maryland, you wonder, though, at the end of the year, if Maryland keeps losing games, does Loxley stay? I mean, this isn't the time to talk about it, but that's going to be in the equation. That's the negative with Maryland. I think we can kind of
he's staying. They already announced he's staying.
Okay, so you know what? We're not going to talk about it anymore.
Yeah,
but we want to talk.
Loxley is officially locked in through 2026.
I was going to say, I think the signing of Franklin puts the entire ACC on notice.
Dude,
it's not even just the DMV.
James Franklin joining, which also it's crazy. I just realized though that Maryland's not in the ACC. It's the hardest thing for me to still understand. I know they're in the Big Ten.
Yes.
But when you said that, I'm like, oh yeah, they're going to play. I'm like, oh, they don't play each other anymore.
Well, actually, funny enough, Maryland is at Virginia Tech next year.
Next year? Oh my goodness. But to your point though, with the ACC, it is open.
Yeah.
Like James Franklin entering Va Tech. Clemson doesn't look like Clemson right now. They could get better. Miami is one of the top teams, and if it's not Miami, you're looking at Virginia, Louisville. But I'm just saying, like
North Carolina,
big programs. Like it's a good landing spot there for James Franklin. So we'll see what happens on that. But a positive note: the Maryland Terps team had a huge win against Marquette. Huge win against Marquette. The bad thing was one of the most gruesome injuries happened. Not going to show that, but after that injury, Maryland still came back and won the game.
Yeah, what was the injury?
32-10 run, I think.
32-10 run or something like that. Yeah.
What did the injury end up being?
Oh,
not sure what they classified that as.
I haven't even looked. Did you say ouchie?
Yes, I don't know what they classified it as.
Because like I couldn't like, was it his hip? Was it his knee? Like
it was been like that's the thing. Is it could have probably been like 9 different things, unfortunately, and that's what made it so gruesome. Is you couldn't pinpoint like, oh, that's where it went wrong.
It was just the craziest thing. The craziest like fall I've ever seen. You see like guys snap their legs all the time. They were just like the way he came down and the way that his legs went. It was just like, what's happening here?
Yeah, and because it looked like his left leg slipped then as he was coming down. And it just was brutal. But for the Terps, that was a big win. Terrible moment. I think this men's basketball team, we know the women's team has always been right there. They're competing. The men's team with Buzz, I think they're going to compete their ass off. How they do this year, to be determined, but I feel good about where Maryland basketball is going to go. And now then we close the book on football and basketball. And now we got to talk
baseball.
And we talk a lot of baseball on Tuesday and Wednesday live at 5 here on the Ryan Ripken
Live
Show.
at 5.
Is that going to put that on the soundboard?
I should.
That was good. That was really good. So there's 3 topics we want to get into real quickly. Number 1, it's hot stove time. Number 2, there is a move that happened. And then number 3, where do a couple teams kind of fall into place in this situation for trade markets and for potential free agents? So let's start with number 1. The news was that Josh Naylor, who got traded during the season from the D-backs to the Mariners, and it kind of sounded like, oh, he might hit free agency, not sure what's going to happen. Well, he's the first bat that actually signs, and it's a good signing. If people don't know Josh Naylor, highly energetic player, can sometimes ruffle opposing teams and fans' feathers if you're not into that. But what he's done has been a dependable hitter, a guy that has come up clutch. He had a really good postseason, plays a pretty solid first base. And even though he's clocked at one of the slowest top end speeds in baseball,
percentile.
he had like 30 bags last year. So he's been a complete player, which has been really cool. But that's the first domino. So that's one bat that is checked off.
Yep.
Right? Mariners, they make the signing. So now we're sitting here going, all right, that's number one. And I'd say he's in that second tier, right? Like if we're saying the prize possession still is going to be.
Yeah, he's not first tier, but he's definitely.
He's second tier.
Without a doubt.
Kyle Schwarber then. And then there's another Kyle. Talking about Kyle Tucker that people are still kind of wondering about. And, if you're one of these thinkers right here, Brad, you know what I'm talking about right here? One of these, what does it mean? Zach, you know what I mean?
Oh, I know what you mean.
You know what I mean? Ken Rosenthal was trying to say on Foul Territory, well, wait a minute, Mike Elias, Kyle Tucker, there's a lot more history there. Maybe that's going to be the fit. So let's play that clip on Foul Territory, and we're to react on the other side about Kyle Tucker and the Baltimore Orioles.
Prize team that you see for Kyle Tucker? Great question. And I'll give you one, and it came up. Will Salmon of The Athletic wrote about it, as did Patrick Mooney. They wrote a combined story about Kyle Tucker, and they listed this surprise team, the Baltimore Orioles. Now, I do not expect the Orioles to sign Kyle Tucker. Let me say that right off the top. But while their bigger needs are starting pitching, top of the rotation starter, number 3 at least, and a bullpen that they need to address and have started to address with the signing of Andrew Kittredge, Tucker would fit as he would fit for any team. And not only that, Mike Elias, when he was with the Houston Astros, and of course he's now the president of baseball operations with the Orioles, Mike Elias drafted Kyle Tucker. And people in baseball are often attached to people that they draft. They kind of never lose that affection and feel for them. And for that reason, I can at least see their interest. I can also see them spending more money than they did even last offseason. So I'm not saying the Orioles are going to be in there deep for Kyle Tucker. I don't know that they will. They have these other priorities. But could they be a team that surfaces? Yeah. Remember, last offseason, they offered Corbin Burns $180 million for 4 years. That was a serious offer. Now, Kyle Tucker is going to be twice that, most likely. I don't know if they want to go there, but it's something that I think we will see them linked to in the coming weeks.
Yeah, I mean, I think that we're going to hear a lot of teams linked to Kyle Tucker, and I'm sure Baltimore's name is going to be thrown in there, but I am, like Ken just threw in there after, I'm not buying that Kyle Tucker is going to be a Baltimore Oriole for a lot of different reasons. But I do agree that players that get drafted by a front office, if they go somewhere else, you see it in football with coaches and general managers, there's a familiarity, and there's guys that you like, your guys. I'm sure Mike Elias, just like half the league, or I'd say every team in the league, would want Kyle Tucker. I don't think there's one player that would not want Kyle Tucker.
No, but I also think that there's I like the angle only because the O's do need an outfielder. So it would be not only that you're bringing in Kyle Tucker, but it would also be that you're filling a need that you absolutely need to fill. It's not like they don't need the top end pitching, 100% behind that, but the outfield is still a big giant question mark. So a guy like Kyle Tucker would make a lot more sense other than the fact that he's just Kyle Tucker.
I mean, I agree. I mean, he's a superstar player. When he's healthy, he's going to bang. He's going to make plays. He's going to be an upgrade defensively in the outfield and be an upgrade offensively as a proven bat. But where it's going to get sticky is Kyle's can ultimately choose where he wants to go. He's an East Coast guy. I'm not buying anything. If anyone says Dodgers, sure. Could he go out to LA? Yeah, he could. But if unless his priority is to solely win and solely win in LA, there's a lot of other options on the East Coast that are going to offer him a similar opportunity. And as much as everyone wants to crown the Dodgers and say, oh, they're ruining baseball, the Dodgers, last year they were a game away. They were on the brink of elimination against the Padres, and then they were on the brink of elimination twice in the World Series in Toronto, down to 2 outs to be specific in Game 7. So, yes, Kyle Tucker can go to a team anywhere, and they are going to have success with him. Lefty bad in the lineup, Brad. I think is it too many lefties? And personally, I don't care about that. You want to throw in another lefty in the lineup? I don't care if that Gunner's a lefty and Jackson's a lefty and Kowser's a lefty and Basayo's a lefty.
Yeah.
But it is one of the things that you think about. But you know what I love? You ain't platooning Kyle Tucker. If he's on your team, guess what? Kyle Tucker's going to play every damn game that he can.
Don't tempt him.
But I think that's important because Tyler O'Neill, unfortunately, hasn't played a lot of games, and he is a platoon type player. That's what he will be coming back this next year. So that's one angle on the Kyle Tucker situation. Again, if they make that move, though, Zach, I'm looking at the payroll moving forward for them. I see it very hard for them to make another extension with one of the younger guys, because if you sign Kyle Tucker, let's just say it's $400 million, $300 million. Mm-hmm. It's going to take at least $500 to get Gunner. Do you put that much money?
That's going to take $500 no matter what.
Right, but then are you okay then saying, okay, Jordan Westburg, all right, any of the other starters, Trevor Rogers, hey, Kyle Bradish, you're going to need a contract here. We're talking about the needs.
Here's my thing, though. All the guys that you just mentioned have had serious injuries that haven't played an entire season, except for Gunner.
But point being,
so my point is, their price tags aren't going to be nearly as high because they haven't really been available, and we always talk about their availability is the best ability. So I'm not saying that Jordan Westburg, Kyle Bradish, all these guys aren't valuable. I'm just saying that their value isn't going to be carried with the same weight of a Kyle Tucker because they don't have the same type of resume as a Kyle Tucker.
I think the one thing I'm trying to still get over the whole what the Kyle Bradish debate on being injury prone. I understand the injury he just had. Am I missing another big injury he had in his career in the majors, Zach?
No, I don't think so.
Right? I'm trying to I play
in
with
the majors, at least I don't believe so.
I can't remember any big one.
I didn't say prone.
No. I know, but I'm saying of the guys, for Bradish, for me, he'd be priority. Actually, he would be the priority to lock up.
Outside of Trevor Rogers?
Well, Trevor, you have to make a decision this next year. So you have to lock him up if you believe he's the guy. But I would say locking Rogers and Bradish would be important. The position players are always going to be more expensive. So I think you got to ask yourself, do you want to lock up your pitchers or do you want to lock up a big bat that's going to cost you a lot? And my guess is if you sign Kyle Tucker and he's looking for $40 million a year at the minimum, going to 50, what are you willing to give out to that? And I think that's what's going to be interesting to me is what the year value is going to be for Kyle Tucker.
What's the Tyler O'Neill contract?
3 years, $48 million, something like that. But it was an option. So the last 2 years are picked up.
Which of course he picked up.
I would too.
Well, yeah.
I would, no doubt about it. But Kyle Tucker right now, he's also 28 years old. So, I mean, he's probably looking for, and the team's probably going to give him a 5 to 7 year deal.
I was going to say, yeah.
He's going to get one. I think he gets a ridiculous 8+.
I was going to say 10.
Oh, yeah. I wouldn't be surprised if he gets 10 just because of his age, because he's going to want that.
He's in his prime.
Mm-hmm.
So, with that being said, someone's going to overpay. So, I don't know if that's going to be the case. But regardless, if you do go get Kyle Tucker, then it's going to take away maybe of you spending more money in free agency, which is fine, which then leads to the next topic of if you're not going to go out and sign a free agent arm, which I think that they're going to be aggressive with the relief pitchers. I think they'll be high leverage specifically, and I think they'll be aggressive with a couple starters. I don't know which tier, but I still think they're going to be aggressive. But you don't have to be aggressive necessarily in free agency. You can be aggressive in the trade market. And John Morosi, friend of the show, friend of the program, was on MLB Network and said that there's two trade targets, and no, one of them is not the Cy Young Award winner Skubal out in Detroit. How about the team down in Miami that, hey, they think they can compete, but they're also thinking they got a lot of arms and they can't keep all of them. So let's play that clip for you guys, and we'll react on the other side.
See a long-term deal in the Motor City with Tarik Skubal. What did the GM meetings teach you about pitchers who could potentially be on the move?
Lauren, I believe that the starting pitching trade market is one of the most interesting components of all to this hot stove season. Let's begin with the man who we just saw win his back-to-back American League Cy Young Awards in Tarik Skubal. Two pieces of news from the last week. Number one, there is no long-term extension that is anywhere close, according to multiple sources here. The Tigers are not making any progress on signing Skubal. And also, when we spoke with GM Jeff Greenberg during the availability last week, he did not rule out the possibility of a trade. Now, he didn't rule it in either, but it was certainly a no comment where the Tigers were given chances to say, hey, he's a Tiger, we're not going to trade him. That chance was given, and there was no assurance made. So I think we can say the Tigers will at least consider. They will listen. The bar is going to be very high. If it's the Mets, I think they're probably going to have to include a Nolan McLean in that deal for Skubal to be moved to New York right now. You might say, hey, that's a pretty high price. Well, the guy just won back-to-back Cy Youngs, so the price should be high if you're going to move Tarik Skubal. Now, a team that I think has probably a higher chance of moving a starter this winter, the Miami Marlins. Sandy Alcantara, Edward Cabrera. Those are two names that are very popular right now. The Miami Marlins, Lauren, at this moment in time, they have as much starting pitching depth as any team in Major League Baseball. I'm going to say that again. The Miami Marlins have as much starting pitching depth as any other club in the big leagues right now. And what that means is that you've got a couple guys who are getting closer to free agency with Sandy Alcantara and Edward Cabrera. Either of them could be moved. Now, you see that 5.36 ERA with Alcantara. I almost want to just take out my marker and just cross that out on the screen, because by the time he got to the second half after the trade deadline, he was a much better pitcher. And so there's enough for me of a high-end value on Alcantara that you kind of take away what used to happen and you focus more on who he was in the second half. And then there was this man, Edward Cabrera, who was actually a bit more consistent than Alcantara was during the entirety of 2025. A great arm, some of the best pure stuff in the major league. So if I'm going to look at any team out there that's going to trade a pitcher, yeah, we could talk about the Tigers and Skubal. We could talk about the Brewers and Freddie Peralta. And Matt Arnold, by the way, kind of downplayed the chances of a trade there with Peralta. But I'm going to tell you this. The Miami Marlins, with one of those two, Alcantara, Cabrera, they're the team that I feel most confident in making a move with one of them by this time next month.
I did not realize the pitching depth in that system like you described.
Interesting conversation here because, well, the Marlins, surprisingly, almost were very close. That John Morosi mentioned the Mets. Well, Marlins almost finished with a similar record as the Mets, just a few games behind them in the standings, and the Mets felt like $5 billion, and the Marlins barely spent anything. But he's right about that. There is pitching depth down there. And Edward Cabrera, guys, doesn't lack stuff. Edward Cabrera has been a player that I faced in the minors. It is a lively fastball. He's got good secondary pitches. The problem was putting it all together. And last year, best year in the big leagues, 3.53 ERA, 8-7 record. I apologize. 150 Ks and 137 innings. And he's going to have 3 years of control and arbitration after this. And I know that people are saying, well, that's not going to help us win. Like, we want the proven guy. Edward's also 27. So when you're looking at taking risks on guys that can turn out to be stars, Edward would be one of those guys. Sandy's still, to me, the guy that has the higher value because you've seen what he has done if he's healthy, but there is a little bit of risk. But I'm telling you, the trade market here, if you don't get one of the top guys, the trade market could be hot. And I think that's the part that people have to look at. And Kevin, good to see you, by the way. Hey, bud. Is your right mic?
Yeah, I hope so. Hello?
Yeah.
I think we got the right mic. So, Scooble, that's the name that everyone's going to look at. It's still unrealistic. And I still believe that he's going to stay in Detroit deep down. But if the teams don't get the top free agent arms, I think a lot of people were liking to see, they like the team control. And look no further than the Marlins. Both Alcantara and Cabrera both have team-friendly. Cabrera, the RBers, and Alcantara, if you think he's an ace, that's a really cheap deal that you would have control over.
Yeah, I mean, I think that, there are a lot of options for obviously all the teams in the league, but for Baltimore, who's looking for that frontline guy and can honestly make a couple additions there. And, we heard all the talk about the bullpen and getting a bat. Like, there are a lot of needs, but at the forefront has to be solidifying that rotation. And I mean, the way that the Orioles had it with Corbin last year, like before he obviously left for Arizona, that was perfect because you had Corbin as your like number one frontline guy. And then you also, and again, this wasn't everybody was healthy. And I remember us talking about, oh man, the Orioles have like 7 guys they can put in there and they're so deep in their rotation. And all of a sudden we're sitting there and like 2 months into the year, like, oh, well, half of those guys are now out of the equation. So Corbin was such a luxury to have, not just because he was this like great pitcher. You could go out there every 5th day or however often he was going out there and he could give you 6 or 7 innings of 1-run ball, but he was that ace that you could then put other guys behind. And so Grayson being a number 2, that was great. Bradish, when, he was healthy for like the first couple weeks of the season, like it gave you that luxury to say, okay, if you're losing these guys behind Corbin, you still have Corbin to be there and be that anchor. So yes, is Scooble realistic for the Orioles right now? I would probably say no, but there are other options that they can put at the front of that rotation that now what you have in Trevor Rogers. And now with Bradish being there and some of these other players you can fill in, like with Grayson coming back and hopefully being a healthy part of the rotation moving forward. If you just get that anchor in the front, you still have health questions with Grayson regardless. With Bradish, you have to see it for a full year. We know what these guys are when they're healthy, but if you can get someone can go out there for a full season or at least most of it, can be a frontline guy like we saw with Corbin, I think that's the success model.
And also, too, when you're looking at the means of which you can acquire a player. So I want to just even get out of Baltimore here with this case.
Sure.
Red Sox, you saw last year, Garrett Crochet ended up being the crown jewel, really, in my opinion, just because of how he pitched. He signed a new extension. But at the time, you acquired a guy and you signed him to an extension and you felt pretty good about it. I forget the final numbers for Crochet, but the other top end guys that you were paying, Max Fried was over $200 million. Corbin Burns was over $200 million. Or no, sorry, he ended up getting
just above
the discount, just above. Yeah. But so the point of that being here is that is a pretty penny. If you don't feel comfortable with that, then that's understandable. Why I'm saying the Red Sox, not only did they trade for Crochet, 6-year deal, then $170 million. So
what a steal.
Like, you got an ace for under $30 million a year. That's pretty damn good. And some of these options that could be available, Scooble, the price tag for him would be insane. If I was the Red Sox now, though, they could, after having Crochet, they could go get a secondary guy for a little bit less or maybe the same amount as Crochet if they wanted to. The Orioles, I think going back to the well is a very realistic possibility of trading for a guy. And I think looking at the options there is going to be so vital for them. But around Major League Baseball, take out the Dodgers. Okay, let's take out the Dodgers, Mets, Yankees, all the big market teams. How are they going to acquire other talent? You look at the trade market. And I am bullish. I mean, Zach, do you like the idea of one of the Marlins guys?
I think personally, It's such a high risk, high reward type, especially with these two Marlins pitchers, because you talk about Edward Cabrera, who he's kind of been that guy where for a full season has never really put together. I mean, numbers are a little inflated, but you know the kind of stuff he has. Sandy Alcantara, obviously above 5 ERA last year, but if you go past August 1st, he had a 3.7 ERA. So really started to put it together towards the end. And honestly, over those final, I would say September, looked like the Sandy Alcantara that we've all learned to know and love. So for me, a guy like Sandy obviously is going to be, I don't want to say he would be my number one priority, but it feels like of the guys, especially in Miami with all of that, it feels like Sandy Alcantara is the guy that I would look at and say, hey, for the price that he is going for, because I'm assuming it's going to take a lot, I feel most comfortable with him knowing, hey, we've seen him not only come out and be this dominant pitcher for years at a time, but the biggest thing is he got a lot of innings last year. And that's something when guys come off of injuries, you really look at, okay, how are they going to be able to deal with a full 162 workload? Obviously for pitchers, really the magic number is in that 28 to 32 starts. So that's the thing, is I think you can rely on Alcantara even coming off injury. And, I think it is very positive to see how he looked at the end, where it feels like he got back into form. So if I'm identifying one guy that I still think can be that this year's Garrett Crochet, where there's a lot of questions of, oh, what are you getting from him? All of that. Is he really that ace? I think Alcantara is worth the risk.
And his contract, the way it's at right now, we just talked that Crochet as an ace, and again, different circumstances and on the up and up, that's under $30 million a year. It's 27 or whatever million change right now. If you think Sandy's the guy, if you think Sandy can be an ace, Sandy's going to cost $17 million this next year. He'll cost $21 million for a club option in 2027, and then would be a free agent. So 2 years of club control with a guy that'd be undervalued for being an ace pitcher. And when he is a free agent, then he'd be 32. So he's still well in his prime. I'm just saying, options are out there, but it's going to be an interesting hot stove to say the least. But if you're new to the channel, hit that like and subscribe button. Ryan Ripken Show. Do this live every Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, live at 5. How's it go, Brad?
Live at 5.
I can't tell where that accent's from.
It's not an accent. It's just
it's kind of an accent.
It's like a stage voice.
But
it's like a PA thing.
That's not my voice,
I know, but it's got like a little it's like a little bit of a.
Well, I am from Carroll County.
Yeah, there you go. There it is.
And just real fast, last thing about Sandy, when I talked about, and we've said this before about workhorses, stuff like that, take out the 2020 COVID year where no one obviously was throwing a lot of innings. And then obviously in 24, he missed the entire season. So let's take those out of it. In the full 162 game seasons, he has gone in 2025 down. So 2025, he pitched 174 and 2/3, 23 pitched 184, 228, 205, and then 197. So this is a guy that, yes, he had the Tommy Juan surgery.
Oh, Tommy Juan.
Tommy Juan. And you go from there. I think he is still a guy that you can rely on. And if he comes back from that injury, he was getting stronger as the year goes on. You kind of felt like, oh, he's not doing well to start. He's clearly going to fall off as the wear and tear builds up. He hasn't pitched a full season in 24. So that was, in my perspective, was the biggest, green flag for me for Sandy. Is he's still a workhorse deep down. And I think he's a guy that you're going to get a lot of good baseball out of.
And everyone's journey back from Tommy Juan is different. And sometimes you might hit the gate running, or you might struggle. And he struggled. But down the stretch, Sandy was showing glimpses. And actually, I want to be specific when I talk about that right here. Right on over under 3 seconds, Kevin.
Under.
Always under. I'm actually just giving some stats here. And Ollie wants to help me. I think Ollie tore up one of the foam footballs on a side note.
He loves to find them.
He does love to find them. The last 2 months of the season for Sandy, 3.69 ERA in August and a 3.71 to close out September. So 2 solid months for a guy that's trying to find it. And honestly, you want a guy that can eat innings and to be dependable. And Sandy, besides the Tommy Juan, it seems like everyone has one at least. He's been pretty good. So we'll see. We'll see. Kevin, did you get a haircut?
I did. It's the least volume I've had on my hair in maybe ever, honestly.
Wow.
Wow.
But the good thing is it grows back. We're just, we're trying to get the fluff back. It's not there right now, but it's it'll get there.
You look about 12 with the hair.
That's a lot of the comments for Locked On Ravens over the last couple of days have said 15. So you're not far off from what the consensus is.
Very young. Hey, just as an aside, how do you feel about that Ravens O-line, Kevin?
I don't know if the 5 of us are ready to go out there and play because they might have better luck with us out there than throwing out there.
Going to ask because you were going off on Twitter.
I don't really.
It was hilarious.
I don't see if you haven't seen Terrell Suggs and his comments.
I did.
Oh my God, so funny. It's looking back on it, it's so funny. But yeah, I mean, it's so bad because not only do the stats back it up, but like we all have eyes. We can see these guys flailing around out there and belly flopping and the whole 9 yards.
Yeah. What were Suggs' comments, Kev?
Well, not very family friendly. Actually, let me pull them up real quick.
Is there a video of it?
No. He was live tweeting the game.
Oh, we can pull up the tweet.
Yeah. Well, it was. All right. What do we?
Zach, can you find that for me?
Well, so the big one is was 95 not on the scouting report?
Yes.
Like a billion question marks and then hashtag WTF.
I don't think.
And
I think he's not that good, Myles Garrett.
No,
he's all right.
Easily overlooked.
Yeah. And then at the end, he said, in traditional Ravens fashion, a win that gives us multiple heart attacks, Raven Nation. And then a lot in the middle just of explicit content, explicit tweets.
I got to look at this.
You do, because I'm not going to pull it up. But
it's that bad.
It's just funny.
It's what the entire fan base was feeling.
Which one am I looking at here? Am I looking at the one with the emoji right here? No, just
start from the Gordon Ramsay gif. That's where he starts. The game.
I see where you're going with this. Stepping on our
hoo-has.
Right.
He was just going through it with the rest of us. I mean,
that's a
WT.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Great use.
That is a great use.
What's this ducking one? What's this do? Nothing.
Do?
Oh. Well, that I can't say. I've heard a lot of terms. I can't say I've heard the stepping on our own D again.
Oh, you haven't heard that before?
I've heard a lot of things. I guess I don't hear that one too often. But I guess needless to say, Myles Garrett did not get blocked well.
Might be a good football player.
He's very good. The Ravens still won. Lamar needs to stay upright to have a chance. Especially this is the crazy thing. We just mentioned that Rodgers could be out, right?
Yeah.
Rudolph starting. Well, we don't have to go down this rabbit hole again for all the football, but essentially, if the Ravens don't win this division, that would be the most disappointing thing at this point of looking at who else is there. Love Joe Flacco. Bengals, unless they do something magical.
Yeah.
Browns, you saw it. And then the Steelers, Mason Rudolph. If Mason Rudolph or Aaron Rodgers takes the division,
is this going to be the Steelers' revenge season where they're going to beat the Ravens twice with Mason Rudolph because the Ravens beat them twice with Ryan Mallett that one year?
I swear.
All right.
All right,
Don't
Kevin.
put that in the air.
Thanks.
Hey, real
Kevin.
quick on a serious note,
Thanks,
did you guys watch Last Chance U?
No, but
Did
that
not
was really
heard
sad.
No, but I saw. I never watched it, but I saw.
You
the
never
news.
watched it? Oh my god! I just saw this. I just saw
Really?
it. Yeah,
Yeah.
that John Beam was
Mm-hmm.
shot and killed at the college that he coached at. Legendary coach at Laney College. I can't believe that. That's unbelievable. I mean,
Yeah.
I'm
really
like
sad.
dumbfounded.
Yeah.
Out of all the coaches on Last Chance U, by far my favorite.
Wait, oh my God! Well, Jason Brown. That
No, Jason Brown's an asshole. I'm just saying, like, truly does good in your community and like absolute stand up guy.
Yeah.
I'm dumbfounded. I just found that out.
Crazy.
Rest in peace. That's just crazy to be shot in the head at your own school that you coached at for years, decades. 66 years old. That's just unbelievable.
It is. Especially heard some of his former players coming out and talking about the impact.
Well, yeah, I was at the Bears corner.
Had
Yeah.
the interception.
Rashawn Wright.
Yeah.
Yeah. Life, unfortunately, I wish we could say that everything will be good and everything will be just and fine. And, things like that happen, unfortunately.
Yeah,
and they,
it's just
and they
crazy.
shouldn't happen, especially the way it was described, that it seemed like targeted.
Oh, yeah. As a former player.
It's just the whole situation is so sad.
Yeah.
So sad. I forgot I was going to ask you guys on a different note. Oh, on the baseball, there was one little baseball piece to talk about, or not just like mention, but like Brad, you brought up the Hall of Fame is announced the ballot.
The ballot is out. Do we pull that up?
I don't know. I can pull it up. You want to pull it up? Over under?
Under. Always.
Did you see it, Kevin?
The what?
The Hall of Fame ballot.
it's an interesting group this year.
It is an interesting group.
I saw who was the name that was on it that I was like,
Where did you put it, Brad?
It's in
I can pull
Discord.
it up right now.
well, because Markakis is
on
on there, which is awesome.
Edwin Encarnacion. I didn't even realize he had been retired that long.
Well,
I know. Every year this comes out, it's a gut check, like how long things have happened to go.
There it is.
There
Okay,
you go.
so Bobby Abreu, Carlos Beltran.
Well, Bobby Abreu has been on it.
Yeah, but I just of the list, who's on it?
Right. So, like, for those of you guys who are watching or those of you who aren't, we'll just talk. So,
The newer names.
the newer names are highlighted there in gold. The other ones are not first timers. I'm just surprised Felix Hernandez is still on here. I don't understand that one.
He'll be interesting. Him, Andrew Jones, Pedroia. Love Pedroia. Of the new guys,
I don't think one gets in.
I don't think one gets in.
Gio Gonzalez. Wow.
Gio Gonzalez, hey, got a hit off of him in high A. He's on a rehab assignment. Left on left, little.
So by proxy, if he gets in, you get into.
Definitely not a Hall of Fame.
Just smack that in the 6 hole right there. A little, hey, how you doing? Wapow.
Ryan Braun, for obvious reasons, isn't.
Yeah.
Encarnacion, big home runs, not
really
He's
anything
had
else.
big home runs. I think he hit the home run against the Orioles and then retired. That's just
Don't know
how it
what
feels
you're
like.
talking about.
No, he was on. Wasn't he? Didn't he go back to the Guardians and win the World Series with them?
Oh,
No, they didn't win the World
They didn't
Series.
win the
Or
World
not to win
Series.
the World Series, but went to the World Series.
I just after that moment, I felt like he didn't play it anymore just because that was that moment. But he did end up playing.
Yeah, I was gonna say
he ended up playing another 5 years.
Yeah, he went to Cleveland and then he ended up. I was gonna say he definitely was on Seattle, and then I forgot in 2019 he went to the Yankees, and then in 2020 went out with the White Sox. So that's
424 jacks, 424 jimmies.
I mean,
and it's not going to get in. Cole Hamels is an interesting one. I do see it, John.
Yeah.
Cole for a stretch was really dominant.
Andy Pettit.
So Andy's case is more of a big time pitcher in the postseason than the regular season.
Yeah.
So that's where it is. But Cole Hamels for his career, by the way, for those who are wondering, 3.43 ERA over a 14-year career.
Yeah.
I mean,
that's pretty damn good.
2,560 Ks, 163 wins. I don't know if that's going to be enough, but it was a really, really, really good career.
But here's my thing with Cole Hamels. And
So
this is very much like an open-ended discussion. I'm not saying this is would you, because I feel like Hall of Fame is also how did you compare to your peers?
Yeah.
Was Cole Hamels ever the best pitcher in baseball when he was going? Consistency, I agree. I'm trying to think. I'm like literally trying to think. Obviously, I would even say like because obviously similar, like Felix Hernandez, I always saw as better.
Lots of pretty good Hall of Famers on this list.
Yeah, I mean, his all-star years, his 4 all-star years, he was elite.
Yeah.
Like he had a 2.46,
Never won the Cy Young, which
2.79 ERA, 3.06, 3.09, 2.36 with the Cubs. I know it was only 12 games, but he had moments of dominance.
Yeah.
You know,
it just sucks. Him not finishing top 3 ever in a Cy Young vote also probably hurts him.
Yes.
That sucks.
It would be right in the qualifications for Hall of Pretty Good. That's definitely going to be there.
Yeah, I feel like a lot of these guys are Hall of Pretty Good material.
Yeah, he's too off.
Tom Glavine, just for reference, Hall of Famer, stud, also pitched 21 years, 3.05, and had his career ERA though was 3.54. But the difference was Glavine won a couple Cy Youngs.
Yeah,
always in the running. I do think postseason play. The one thing with Pettit, that one, I think the bigger part for him, honestly, is the whole HGH thing.
Yeah,
that's going to be the bigger one because I think I think telling the story of how you do in the postseason does matter for some guys that are on the fringe. Like Eli Manning would be that in the NFL, right? Of like had really solid numbers in the NFL, the longevity of Eli's career. But was Eli ever a top 5 quarterback over the time during it? I can't say he was top 5, but was he elite when he was in the postseason and had 2 of the best runs? Yeah.
Is Omar Vizquel in here just because he played for a quarter of a century?
Well, so he had he would be the more, it's not modern anymore because he's been retired for a while, but how Ozzie Smith made the Hall of Fame of being a defensive, the wizard. That's what Omar's considered.
His WAR is 45.6.
Yeah.
11 Gold Gloves. So that's why he's on the list for his defensive prowess. He was 123 hits short of 3,000. But yes, 80 career home runs.
He's short of
272 hitter.
I was just going to say he's that short of 3,000 hits because he played for 24 years. His average was in the mid 200s that entire time.
Is Rick Porcello on here because of 2016?
Solely on there.
Well, that one, yeah.
Young in 2016 has a 3.15 ERA. He was under 4 just 2 other times in his career.
The craziest thing for Porcello is he wasn't even an all-star that year.
Yeah, that was an insane year.
The Verlander debate there
is
still hysterical. But Rick Porcello, yeah, that definitely, I mean, I think he might still be on it if he's not. You know what? I don't know.
Then you got Oriole legend Francisco Rodriguez.
Oriole legend, yep.
Oriole legend Felix Hernandez.
Yeah. The Francisco Rodriguez arc was wild because didn't he go to like Milwaukee and was like a multi-time All-Star there after Baltimore?
Who? Which
Francisco
one?
Rodriguez.
Francisco.
Oh God.
Yeah, he did. Yeah, he did.
K-Rod was a beast
Yes, he
out
did.
there.
Damn.
Kevin, look at you right there.
Hey, good shit, Kevin.
I know things about things sometimes.
Sometimes.
Closer. Milwaukee. Go figure.
Now, Nick Markakis had a better batting average than.
Dude, Markakis, if Markakis,
I don't think he gets in.
He's not, but Markakis should have been like a 7-time All-Star. He should have been the Orioles All-Star every year.
Yeah.
And he wasn't. He never made an All-Star team with the Orioles, despite having a career average while he played for the Orioles of like 290.
It was 290. 290 on the dot.
Insane.
And his OPS was 793 with the Orioles. Never an All-Star, which is just unbelievable.
He should have been. He should have been at least a 4 or 5 time All-Star, in my opinion. At the minimum, his best year, not an All-Star. 306, 20 jacks, shirts and pants, man.
He did have 20. He did have 2,500 hits in 15 years of ball.
Dude, he was a really damn good player.
I mean, obviously not for power guy, but you want a guy that goes up and gets a knock. It's going to be Nick Markakis.
Nick. Well, we could talk about the baseball for the longest time. Whoa, no one knows the words.
Yep, it's Billy Joel.
Kevin.
Just didn't want to be the old guy.
I know the tune. I don't know the words.
Be the old guy for once. I just didn't want to be
that voice you're hearing in the hall. Woo! Oh, Kevin doesn't know.
You just got to hold it, Brad, the whole time he sings. Just hold the button down. Yeah.
Oh, that was good right there. Hey, before I know we got to wrap up. We've been going long. We appreciate you guys. Our Monday shows are a little bit more frisky. Tuesday, Wednesday, Friday are a little bit more maintained because then Zach and I are just bopping on a little live at 5 action.
Live at 5.
Mobile. We got to get that on that live at 5. Hey, Zach, why don't we take a quick trip up to our friends because it is Monday Night Football. Let's take a quick trip up to our friends at Hollywood Casino in Charlestown Races in West Virginia. Pretty good. And Zach, we got to talk about your best bets. How are we bouncing back?
Bouncing back. Punches thrown in Pittsburgh yesterday, so you know he's got to get involved tonight. We're talking George Pickens over 64.5 receiving yards. If I know it's eating at him that he was not involved in that fight yesterday, he's going to come out, and I'm going to say it. The only way that I really see this doesn't hit is if he's feeling frisky and he starts a fight and gets tossed early. That's really kind of the big obstacle I'm seeing in front of us. But George Pickens, Raiders are going to focus on CeeDee Lamb. He's been over this in 4 of his last 5. So
this sneaky could actually be a good primetime game.
I think it's gonna be high scoring.
I hope it is.
A lot of touchdowns.
I don't know. I worry with the Cowboys getting Quinn Williams. This is his debut and stuff. I could just see this just could very easily be a Geno Smith game, and I don't mean that as a compliment.
Just as long as Tucker gets his catches, I'm good.
Yeah, give me. I need 30 points from CeeDee Lamb and Trey Tucker combined.
Oh wow!
Damn.
I mean, you got
that's doable.
That's very doable, Kev.
three touchdowns. You got 2 CeeDee, 1 Trey Tucker. I mean,
hell, CeeDee can put up 30 himself.
Yeah,
I'm telling. These are 2 awful defenses in the past game. So
Sean Tucker put up 1 million points yesterday.
Yeah, power of the Tuckers.
Power of the Tuckers,
right,
man.
And then final thing, just because I saw it on Twitter and was hilarious. Saw someone say way to save the Viking season is they need to cut JJ McCarthy, thus making him a bust. He's officially a bust. Then re-sign him off the street because then he is a given up on first round quarterback that KOC can take to the promised land.
He has to go to Carolina first, and then
yes, he does have to go.
And then go back.
Yeah.
Speaking of Zach, did you ever find out the
I
alter ego?
He ate at me for so long.
Did you have a dream? Did you take a nap and you dreamt about this?
Maybe.
Okay.
I'm gonna find it.
We're gonna find it. Hey, how's your Kyle doing there? How's your cock over there?
Whoa,
he's doing well.
You know what?
Just watching film.
He is watching film. We also need to get some food in here with the Iron Rooster. Also, we have a little Thanksgiving treat coming our community's way here. Not for you guys, but for people talking about people. Kevin, you got a little bee's nest back there.
Oh, that's typical. That's nothing new.
Bedhead
nothing
Kev.
New.
Bedhead Kev.
Even with the short hair, it doesn't go away. It's chronic bedhead.
It gets worse.
Yeah. Hey, you know what? At Hollywood Casino in Charlestown, they did ask about the little one. They said, "How's the little one doing, Kevin?" I got one more thing going up with them in December. So look forward to hanging out with them. But also, we appreciate them. And if you are feeling frisky, and you want to take Bolly's bet, hop on there, see what happens here. But appreciate our friends up at Hollywood Casino Charlestown Races and
West Virginia.
Yeah, the little one. Also, because I don't know why I got brought up the little one. When I met with Merritt today, Kevin, you also got brought up. They said, "Oh, Kevin was the one that works out." Because I'm going to apparently do a High Rocks challenge. You heard about this, Brad?
Yes.
But you know what it is.
Yes.
So they're saying, "Oh, would other members of your group want to participate in this?" And I said, "Probably not." Zach trained for the half marathon for a day.
It was a week.
Put some respect on his name, Ryan. Come on.
But then was asked, "What about Kevin?"
What?
I'm like that. I said,
"Yeah, that I go through phases, but what is this challenge? I don't know what it is."
So you run, push a sled.
Already out.
You have to then do dumbbell lunges. You have to run some more. It's like it's a certain amount of distance that you have to cover doing all this.
And it's called the High Rocks Challenge.
Is it timed? Is it timed?
Go look up High Rocks competition.
Yeah.
Okay, I was thinking that this. I'm going to be honest.
It's very much like a CrossFit kind of.
I thought this was rock climbing, and I was about to say I'm in.
Kevin, there's no chance you're going to survive this.
Is it like you have to do it within a certain amount of time?
I mean, you have to try to do it in your best time.
I don't see anything on this.
I'm looking up champion.
Okay, because we're not gonna.
You're not doing this?
No, I looked up HIGH space ROCKS.
2026 and in Sweden, World Championships.
Okay,
gotta start stretching.
Global Indoor Fitness Race. So would this just be like you're doing it on your own time, or is this like an event?
I'm gonna go do one. Merritt does like mini ones, and you compete. And they said, "Hey, would you like to try it, Ryan?" I said, "Sure." And they asked me, "Would other members of your team like to do this?"
Yeah, okay.
And I said, "More than likely, no." Because I would have to have them sign a waiver, especially Kevin or Zach, in case something went wrong. Brad's just going to be like, "I'm going to enjoy working out on my own time." Is that a fair amount to say?
Pretty much.
Yeah. So,
like Kevin, is this something you do on your own time?
I do not do High Rocks on my own time.
Although I have lost
you
weight.
look good.
I've lost weight.
You're looking good.
Yeah, look at that.
I have. There's a difference between deadlifting and clean deadlifting. I learned last week.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, there is.
So I clean deadlifted 270 pounds last week.
Oh, hey now.
270 was a PR.
And for anyone that's going to go out there and be like, "Yeah, I do 400, 500," they're saying about you. Okay,
I said it's a PR. This is a good.
I know.
Yeah, that's two of me.
Yeah.
It's the functional. You're competing against you. That's the sense of
Yeah.
High Rocks, Kevin. You're competing against others, but you're competing against yourself. Good for you, though.
Well,
hell yeah.
If Zach does it, I'll do it.
I haven't been doing much on the upper body, but the lower body is good.
We're built. You know what? Rocco's built from the waist up.
Yeah.
You're built from the waist down.
Yeah.
Why don't you just sign Rocco up for it and not tell him and say you have?
I honestly, Rocco's like, "Hey, we should hang out more." I'm like, "Hey, we should. I'm doing something. Why don't you come
Hang
back?
out.
We'll work out."
Yeah.
At Merritt.
Hang out more. Like he's.
Yeah, just to
3
say,
hours
let's
away.
just chill. Let's just chill, work out together.
Let's come in for the weekend, and then
Yeah.
we'll hang out, and then I'm not going to tell him. I'm like,
Yes.
"We're going to work out in." I said, "I want to see what you do in the gym." He's always said to me like, "Hey, we should go work out together." And again, I don't know if we're really going to like work out the way that I work out.
Yeah.
And then not tell him, but then get some cameras on him.
Yeah.
That would be electric.
There it is.
Do you think Rocket is and I'm still just kind of getting into this, is a Metcon workout? That's a common term, right?
The what?
A Metcon workout where you do like a bunch of things. Like you and I have done one where like
I just consider it like a complex.
it's like a circuit.
Yeah, circuit workouts. Yeah.
Do you think Rocco's ever done anything like
A
that?
hit workout?
Yeah,
No.
I'm doing those twice a week now.
It kicks your ass. But we've had a long show after, but maybe on Thursday, Zach, I will make you do a 10. There's a kettlebell workout here, Brad.
Yeah.
It's even more. I actually hate this one more. It's 10 minutes, 15 minutes. You go as quick as you can.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. If you hate it, then I'm definitely gonna hate it.
Yeah.
I am gonna go back and clip this actually. Yeah.
Brad's built from the waist down. Yep. you heard it here on the Ryan Ripken Show. Goodness gracious. All right. I've hit my quota. I think we need to get out of here because we're live at 5 tomorrow. And we appreciate Nick Moore joining us today. We appreciate, one more time, Merit Clubs, which check out later this week. We're going to be able to give back to you. And for Merit, if you're looking for a great deal, we talked about early Black Friday savings. Well, this deal is going to be too good to pass up. But if you want a free 3-day trial just to see if you like it, check out meritclubs.com. That's going on right. Meow. How do you spell free 3-day trial, Zach?
MERRITT.
Boom.
Hey, Kevin, I'm wearing khakis too, buddy. Ew, look at that.
I'm actually wearing sweatpants today, so you got
get him off the screen. Get him off the screen.
I'm cheating on the khakis today.
God.
No.
Freaking believable.
I know.
I was hoping for the time up. Okay, you know what, Kevin? I can't even look at you. I can't even listen to our. I can't even.
This is khaki colored though, so this works. This is.
What do you think? Is this what you say?
Jesus.
Whoops.
What a way to end it.
All right. On that note, shirts and pants. Well, we'll do it here at the Ryan Ripken Show. Have a day, have a night, have a great stinking rest of your Monday. We'll be back to do this again live at 5 here on the Ryan Ripken Show. See? Oh, yeah, I was showing off a little too much junk in the trunk right there. See that? Hold